All right, we are up and live. Welcome on in, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us here on Northwoods TCG. And today I have a special guest with us, the man, the legend himself, Team Rocket Joey. Welcome on in. Why don't you do a short introduction of yourself for all the viewers that may not know of you here in the YouTube space?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. I used to watch your channel. Well, I mean, I still watch your channel. But before I even started, actually, when I got back into the hobby in, I don't know, it was like 2021, you were making videos and I would watch all of your videos. You would do, market analysis, this and that. And I listened to a lot of the stuff you said back then. If you guys don't know who I am, I make content. I'm a content creator and I love to play the villain and indeed ruffle feathers and be the bad guy in the Pokemon hobby on the content creation side. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So you did follow me back in 2021, which is I have been around for a little bit and I don't do as many videos any longer. I do a lot of live for market analysis and have been doing a little bit more ripping and chipping, which is something that my son and I have always liked. So just a quick question for you. Did my market analysis ever help you back in 2021?
Bro, honestly, back then, I kind of was just blindly listening to what everyone was saying on the internet. This was before, I kind of started making my own decisions, but I would just buy, whatever. And at this point today, every sealed product that I bought is positive right now. Nothing's negative at all. So, short answer to your question, yes. Yes, it did work.
The thing is that if you look at historically, I will say one thing is that this market has been pretty forgiving for most people in it, 100% of the time right now. Um, Always the question is when you come down to a market, we could say that about a lot of markets over time, is can that actually continue? Or is there going to be a point in the road where it starts to go the other way really fast? And it really does depend on where you purchase in as well.
Oh, yeah, 100% for sure. My personal opinion and the opinion that goes against everyone else's opinion on YouTube is that there's going to be this crazy, or it's so crazy, the worst, the most negative thing you could say on the internet right now today is that things are going to go back to MSRP. Like that, we're in a world where that's like super frowned upon saying something like that. So to me personally, I've seen it all happen before. I was here during Shining Fates, Champion's Path, and anytime I ever say that, all I get met with is heat. This market's different. This time it's different. Big money's here now. And it's like, it's 100 excuses, but it's like, you've been here long enough. You've seen the ups and downs.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is that even, my channel 2021, first thing I always said when we were going crazy with Shining Fates, paying $140 for an ETB. It's like, why are we spending this money on an ETB, guys? Chances are this will all retract. It markets ebb and flow. They change, they cycle. And whatever Pokemon's doing is causing a lot of this. Pokemon International is creating a lot of this right now because of the fact that they will not print to demand. They won't even do like they did in 2021. They've done it twice before, and I don't understand why they won't do it again. They did it in 2017 when they did Roaring Skies and XY Evolutions, the two biggest sets of the XY era that were just way over MSRP, way big demand, and they just destroy it with reprint. We saw it again in 2021 going into, or 2022, or end of 2021 going into 2022. They did it with, Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, mass production. Literally just slammed the market so heavy that there was no way that anybody could. It took, almost 2 years, 3 years before even Chilling Reign in that got actually up over $100, over $125 at that point in time. It took like 2 years. How much did they put out there? And now it's like known as the greatest set on earth. I mean, these sets that have been, completely beat to death, all of a sudden became the greatest sets on earth. But
yeah,
when they were printed, nobody wanted them. They were garbage. Remember, we talked about that, and I always go back to PK even saying it in his one live back then. As I walked through as I walked through the valley of the $85 booster boxes, because that's exactly what could happen again at any point here if Pokemon decides to kick on the printers.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's the funny thing too, because in this market, I mean, I've been here almost 6 years now back. I got in during Darkness Ablaze. So I've been a part of the FOMO crowd. I've been a part of the, I didn't know anything what was going on. I was just buying whatever people were saying on the internet. And everything went stagnant for multiple years. And I think a lot of people are choosing to learn the hard way just because they've never experienced it. They haven't seen it. It looks good. It sounds good now because everything's going up. But there will be a point of stagnation. At bare minimum, there will be stagnation. And it's going to be interesting to see how people handle their emotions, because there was a point in time when I would literally question myself. I bought Fusion Strike when it was at $90, and I was like, "Is this like, nobody likes this? Is this trash?" But I just bought it anyways, and worked out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it did. I mean, and sometimes the market does that. Once again, you can talk about that. What's really going to get people when it comes down to this market is honestly people are buying way too high into the hype. So I'm seeing people talking about it right now when we talk about Destin's Rivals, buying booster boxes right now at $700. If you're buying into that hype and that buyout right now, and I'm not saying the people down the rabbit hole, we always talk about that, and I talked about that several times. There's 90% of the hobby is at the surface level. There's like a ground level that everybody's at, and they're just looking, and something goes big and they start jumping on it because that's the big thing right now and everybody wants it. But then there's a few of us that are, like I always say, down the rabbit hole already, that we've gone deeper down into this and we go, this is bullcrap. There's no way this stuff's going to work. But the problem is I'm always worried about the 90% of people who have no idea. They're new to the hobby. They got into it because everything's going up, because they're getting excited, because their friends are getting excited, and all this stuff is happening. And they're jumping into this hyping this FOMO that's going on right now currently with the set or with Destin's Rivals. They just see a set that's going brand new set, not even 6 months old, at $700 a booster box, and they have no concept of being down on what that could do or why that could be or what's happening. And so they're buying it thinking, hey, this thing's gone from $250 at release to $700 in less than 5 months. This has got to be a great buy. It's going to keep going.
Yeah, Destin Rivals is a case study, just how Fusion Strike is a case study, just like how Paradox Rift is now what, 350? Paradox Rift is literally battle styles of the SV era.
It is.
And like, people are paying crazy prices and it's getting bought out, and people are reacting to the buyouts thinking like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna miss out. It's literally by definition fear of missing out, and then making a purchase. Some people are in the position where they don't have the money, but they're taking on credit card debt and then going into the mindset of, this is my opportunity. I might as well just take on some debt because I'm probably never going to be able to get it in the future. So I might as well just take it now. I can wait for my next. And it's like, once that happens too many times to people, they end up getting burned. And then Pokemon comes in and shows everybody that they're the one, like, these people are paying Pokemon to print more cards. It's super 1 + 1 = 2. And people are just going to get burned. And I'll just pray for them, I guess.
Yeah. And that's my concern, is that, all that I buy and everything that I bought even when I started was all expendable money. I 100%, I use credit cards for like eBay because there's certain places I can get like 3% off. Well, yeah, I'm going to take 3% off of whatever I'm buying. but
Yeah.
I'm going to pay that off by the end of the month. Because otherwise, if you don't pay it off by the end of the month, you lost the 3%. So what's the point of even doing that? But there are a lot of people that are sitting here and going, they're going to run to the store tomorrow, literally run into Walmart, Target, or on Friday morning, take a credit card, max out that credit card, and hope to God that Pokemon doesn't say, we got a massive reprint coming out next week of this set. And they're basically doing that, or they're trying to ride. So they're taking this one to sell to pay off the last one because they buy other things or they open it or they do things. And, nobody in this hobby, 90% of the people I know of are not very strict on it right now either. They go and they buy, they open some of it. Every time you open it, it's loss of profit and you're losing that ground as well. So there's these things that people keep doing, like you said. Pretty soon they got this massive amount of debt and they have no way to really get out of it at some point in time, especially if this market shifts. Then they're stuck on a pile of credit card debt, having to make payments on it. And that's not good either for people to be doing that, especially with the percentage rates on a credit card right now. I mean, you're looking at most 24.99 is like the low or like the average low credit card rate now, but otherwise like 29.99% is the average. It's like, geez, can you imagine paying 30% on a percent on a loan?
No, I couldn't. I would never recommend anybody to take loans out like that if you're having to pay 30%, especially for some cardboard. Now, I mean, I know people. I mean, if you know what you're doing, if you're a businessman and you have to cycle through money, this and that, that's a different story. But for just like a regular 9 to 5er coming in, like thinking that they're going to be the next big bad investor, they're sitting on 3 boxes of Destined Rivals, and they've never saved up $1,000 in their life. It's those type of people that are going to get it the worst, and then they'll sell at a loss, and then they'll think it's all a scam, and then they'll get mad at the people that told them that this is an only up forever market, because that's how all markets work, right? It's only up forever.
Yeah. We've seen that historically on every market. My IRA would definitely tell you that the market just stays up forever.
Yep, it just stays up forever, up and to the right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem is that people, like you said, I think that once again, we're into a market where, when I got back in 2019, we watched the market where it was just starting to come up because tag teams became popular. So when I came back in, it was Unbroken Bonds, and Unbroken Bonds was getting popular. Team Up was very popular at that point in time. Still able to find everywhere. It wasn't like there was a shortage of the product, but it started creating that upward movement. And that's like a lot of people don't realize either, is that if this thing starts going down, it's easy for, like, even going back to 2021, when you look at the market, if a market's already going up, it's easy to give it a boost and make it go faster up. If a market's going down, to try and change that trajectory is extremely difficult to actually pull that off. To change a trajectory of a down market takes a lot of money and energy to do that. So what Logan Paul did was easy to do. When they started doing the stuff on Surging Sparks, it was actually easy to do because Pokemon, the card game, the collecting was going up already. If you would have done that, what they did, and say all the stuff that they did about Surging Sparks on like Obsidian Flames, when the market was flat and kind of going down at that point in time, it would have never done what it did. You would never see this market in this situation. It's all about the right timing and the right positioning in the market to be able to do this. And there's got to be the money behind it, which, before we used to always say it was COVID money in 2021. What's the excuse this time? I mean, there isn't stimmies coming in for this market. So how is this working this time, considering everybody blamed the stimulus money for it before?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. It just has to be more people are being exposed to it. More people every day come in. More people with more money come in. It was funny too, because I believe at the end of 2024 there was like this looming recession talk, and then all of a sudden it was just gone. It's like, bro, news media and stuff like that is just so goofy, and I don't know. It just has to be more people day by day coming in, more people, more money day by day coming in. Ever since 151, honestly, and it was it's kind of like a slower, more gradual onboarding of new people when 151 came out, because I knew something was changing when people that I know, like, they knew I was into Pokemon cards and stuff. I don't know if they knew like the scale of it that I was in, but they were texting me. They were like, "Oh yeah, I just got this 151 ETB off of Amazon, and my wife, yeah, she loves it. All the Gen 1 stuff." I'm like, "Okay, here we go. We got him. Pokemon
Yeah.
got him."
Yep.
And then once Surging Sparks came out, I was like, "Oh, here we go. We know what happens when a new Pikachu set comes out. Everybody goes crazy." And then we get the Eevees, and I was like, "Yep, it's all over. Here we go." And here we are today, 9 months later.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that's like Surging Sparks. When I heard a certain channel sitting there talking about the fact that it's short printed on Surging Sparks, I was really scratching my head on that because I literally the same day had my distributor going, "Hey, will you take more of this shit? Because I can't get rid of it. Will you literally buy 2 more boxes of ETBs? Will you buy 4 or 3 more boxes of the sleeve blisters? Will you buy another case of booster boxes? Because we got so much of it left over." And then literally a week later, after I had purchased all that, he came back and said, "Man, if I would have waited 1 week, I'd have been sitting on easy street." Because literally, because YouTube blew it up, all that stuff went on YouTube. It's like it started a fire, like you said. I just saw it on here too, because the pocket monster or pocket whatever that pocket Pokemon came out, started that whole craze there, which kind of got people wrestling and going. And then literally, it was like the distributors just went and 3 weeks before, I shit you not, they were calling me trying to get rid of it because they didn't have anybody that actually wanted it. It was like one of those, we can't, we have too much of it. We want to just get it out of here. We don't want it sitting in a warehouse. Will you take more? And a week later, they're like, "Shit, we shouldn't have sold it to you because now we can't." Now we got it. It's all gone because everybody's calling us wanting it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I know, and I know we watch the same creators. I can almost guarantee it. A lot of people here, they all watch the same creators. And it's funny to me when they say, they come up here on the screen and they say, "Yeah, this is just the internet. My channel's small. We can never sway a market. We can never influence the whole Pokemon." It's like, bro, it literally takes 100 people. Like, you guys are getting 10, 20, 30,000 views. It takes 100 people to buy something out, and that's it. And then the avalanche, the snowball starts spinning, rolling, getting bigger, and here we are today. And then, but they'll keep on coming on and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm just too small of a creator. I could never do something like that. I would never be able to influence the market like that." And it's just like, I don't know, bro. It's so goofy to me.
Honestly, it doesn't take much to influence this market. A lot of people, this isn't sports cards where you need like millions of dollars to influence the market. Right now, someone with probably even $100,000 right now could influence this market fairly easily. And that's probably being on the heavy side. I mean, most of the time, I think that if you had 30,000 right now, you could alter the course of probably like 4 or 5 sets in Scarlet and Violet right now with ease right now.
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't take
sure.
much.
100%.
So yeah, it's just insane. This hobby is everybody thinks this hobby's big, but in retrospect, compared to other hobbies, it isn't all that big. It doesn't take a lot to manipulate the markets right now, and it's been shown time and time again. Destin's Rivals right now, kind of a perfect example of it. So with the buyout that they just had, everybody just bought out all lower stuff. Now you're up to $700. Well, now you want to play the game, you're gonna go pay 700. If anybody lists under 700, they'll just buy another box. I mean, then you kind of price lock it at this point in time.
Well, I mean, bro, just look at it. You just look at Journey Together enhanced booster boxes. There's 400 of them on the market. Bro, some whale could just come in and eat up the whole supply and push the box to 500 tomorrow. Like, there's not enough of this stuff on here, and I don't know. And then they'll come up here and say, "Oh yeah, I just got off a call with another millionaire." And I'm just like, bro, what are we doing here? Like, this is crazy. And it all just comes back down to market manipulation, which then they come on the screen and say, "Oh yeah, no, it's not market manipulation." And I'm like, bro, I don't know. It's goofy. The hobby's goofy right now.
And like I said, the only way to really solve the market manipulation factor of this whole thing is literally to just go and Pokemon for printing it on the backside. Because if Pokemon prints it on the backside, it gets rid of it actually screws everybody that's manipulating this market. At least for a while. It'll set them back. And that'll kind of trap their money for a while and that's what we kind of saw in Sword and Shield is we had people manipulating the market. We had these people, investment bros. We had, these whales coming in and pinning this stuff down and doing that kind of stuff. And then a reprint actually kind of hampered them for a long period of time. It pushed them down to where they couldn't do anything for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at even Paldea Evolved right now. I mean, honestly, even Paldea Evolved right now, if you wanted to get that over right now, let's just say you wanted to push this thing up to $500 or $600 booster box right now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19 boxes. Yeah. 19 boxes and you're up to 550. So, you got by 19 boxes of $400 and you're going to go up $100 in every box. I mean,
man,
it's just easy. I mean, honestly, I know a lot of people in this hobby right now that could easily do that without even sweating it.
Oh, for sure. 100%. I think, yeah, I don't know. I was talking to one of my friends, and he went to a show yesterday. It was kind of interesting. I was with him today, and he was saying that people at the show were just like over there. It was basically show and tell. They were just displaying their boxes. Like he would ask them how much they want for them. Like he was saying Burning Shadows, and then like all the Sword and Shield stuff. They're like, oh no, we're not selling it because it's just going to keep going up forever. Like all the vendors said that, and I was like, whoa, what? Like. So you're just risking bringing boxes in public, multi-$1,000 boxes just to like show and tell. Like, what are we doing? And then that's the type of confidence that honestly, and I was talking to him as well, like that's the type of confidence that I need to sell into. Because there was a time where all of this stuff, nobody wanted it. No one wanted it at all.
Like I've talked about, you were here in Scarlet and Violet. The first year of Scarlet and Violet, year and a half, nobody wanted it, right? You could have bought Paldea Evolved for $85. You could have bought Obsidian Flames for $80. You could have bought base set, all these sets. Our Paradox Rift sat at $90 for almost 8 months. Nobody wanted it. It was absolutely worthless to people. But now that the times are good, all of a sudden everybody wants it and you can't keep up with it. And yeah, I honestly am running into the same problem when you're looking at for the rip and chip side, trying to get product from people. People don't want to sell product right now. Unless they're sitting there and you want to pay 20% over what the market, or if you're trying to get something to rip and ship, it's very difficult right now. I've been trying to like scrape something out, and if it's a sealed product right now, it's very difficult to get people to move on it unless you're willing to pay almost over market price right now, which is insane.
Yeah, that's scary. And I'm gonna go vend at a card show on the 4th, and I'm gonna just list everything 10% under market. It's not like I'm playing for margin either. Like this is all stuff I've been holding for years, so I can afford to do that. These other people that have just been vending every show, and all of their inventory is all stuff that they vended, and they have to run off like 5-10% margin. It's like, bro, I'm just gonna undercut everybody there and sell my whole table off. Like people, I don't know. I think I'm not telling anybody what to do with their money, but this is a perfect setup to capitalize on hundreds and thousands of percent gains if you've been holding for the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. It's textbook what you want to sell into. You don't want to sell into when the market's going down and you're racing to the bottom with all the other people. You know what I mean? I don't know. People are goofy. People will remain to be goofy. And that's where we're at right now in the market.
Yeah, and I was just gonna do a video on that too. It's actually one of my video setups right now that was working on is that slowly now I've been selling off my sword and shield stuff. I'm probably gonna keep back like a case or two of everything for a long period of time, just because why not? But
Yeah.
once again, when I do it originally, a lot of times my goal is always try and sell off as soon as I can, where I can keep what I have on the shelf pretty much no cost. So I don't like having money sitting on a shelf, because money sitting on a shelf in cardboard form is not a good idea. Because that way, if the market were to completely tank today, all my sword and shield stuff, really, there's no money sitting there. It's just whatever I make on it now is just profit. So there's no downside to letting it sit. There's no hurt at this point in time, but why not capitalize that and get that bank account built up for when something shifts or when there is a big reprint, or if the market does start to go down, then at least you've already capitalized on the market currently, or slowly keep working on it while it's going up. Okay, release one case right now, sell off the booster boxes, wait a month or two, sell off another case, and as it's continuing to go up, just keep feeding into this market right now. If you've been sitting on it since 2021, why are you continuing to hold on to that investment? Because chances are, like you said, you're either going to go into a downward path, or we're going to stagnate. If we don't get print, we're going to stagnate. I'm with you on that. I think that's our next step right now is that this market's going to keep going up for a while, and we're going to get to a point, if Pokemon doesn't print anything and continues to print on the levels that they have been at this point in time, people just aren't going to be able to afford it. You're going to stagnate the market because you're going to get to a point, for example, perfect example, Joy, what would you do in this situation? Look at the price of the Rocket or the Team Rocket's Mewtwo from Destin's Rivals and go look at a base set first print Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Well, why would I buy the new one when I could get the vintage one? Especially for nostalgic people. The reason I haven't bought a lot of vintage stuff is it was so expensive that it didn't make sense, when you could sit here and play in the modern stuff. But when it gets to be almost the same price for a card that's modern or something from my childhood, what do you think I'm going to go start buying? So I got a feeling you're going to start seeing some of the vintage stuff move again.
The number one answer that I can give you for that question right there, and from what I take heat from I actually haven't heard it in a long time, actually. But when I would make rage bait videos talking about how Vivid Voltage or Surging Sparks is Vivid Voltage 2.0, how Prismatic is Shining Fates 2.0, the number one feedback I would get from those videos is the art's better. so that's all it is. The Mewtwo, the art is better. Am I paying $600 for the card? No, of course not. I'm not. And that's another thing people don't even talk about or even know what's going to happen. Someone asked a question, Beast5220. Do you guys see slabs going down like Lugia, Blaziken, and Champ? Yes, 100%. In a bear market, slabs and singles are the first things to collapse out from underneath people's feet at the fastest rate possible. And those are the instant race to the bottoms. Let me show you guys a perfect example of a card that is still not recovered from the last bull market. Let me find it real quick. Oh, did you see the Paldean Fates Gardevoir, by the way? The PSA 10 is now like $450.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I did see that one.
I got to sell that immediately. Okay, I found it right here. So this card right here, I don't know if you could see it or not.
Mm-hmm.
This card right here was an $800 card at one point. 4 years later, well, you can check the price today. It's not $800. And it's been like that the whole time. I've held it the whole time. So people buying into all of this hyper modern PSA 10, $600, $700, $800, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 hyper modern cards, 30,000 pop. Good luck. Good. Hopefully you don't need that money because, you've seen it. You know exactly what I'm talking about with that card I just showed you.
$515 right now.
Still down $300 over 4 years, and it went all the way down to, I believe, like 250 at one point, 300.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the record right now for the high low, and
What
currently,
was the low at?
just give me 1 second because it wasn't logged in. Let me log into PokeData real quick, and I can tell you. It'll give me the kind of the low at the low point and the high point here. So right now there's 16,000 of those cards that are in a PSA 10, $515. The low for, let me pull the all time. So the all time low of that card in a PSA 10 was $383. The all time high was $915. $915 in 2021.
Yep.
It looks like October of 2021 it was $914 in some sense was the peak. So
yeah, I bought mine at 700, and it was like it was basically like almost 800 after tax and shipping.
yeah.
So
you were
there we are.
It would have peaked out, yeah. But the problem, the thing is though, is that's another thing like you talked about when you're looking at singles and slabs. Very popular back then. One of the most popular Charizards back in the Sword and Shield era at that point in time. The issue is that we went through a bull market. It went really, really high. It went through a bear market then following that after we got that massive reprint. And then we went to more of a normalized market for the last year of Sword and Shield, where we just kind of moved gradually over time. The problem is, though, is that in Pokemon and a lot of hobbies, there's always that next big thing. We always talk about it, the next big thing. So that was no longer the big thing. There was a new big thing. There was the Arceus, and there was the Charizard. The Tina became the big thing. And so, and Umbreon became the big thing. So now your Charizard got forgotten. The market went back into a bull market, and nobody remembers that Charizard anymore.
Nope.
Don't even talk about it.
Charizard too. No one talks about it. No one cares about it.
Nope. Neither one of them. They're just both. And that's the thing is with when you're talking about a collectible, and when you're talking about Pokemon in particular, or even a lot of other collectibles, not just Pokemon, but in collectibles in general, when you're talking about shiny cardboard, there's always the next best thing. There's always the next great thing. And it comes sooner than you think. Just since I've been back in the hobby, I've seen it happen about 5 times since 2019. So, I mean, it happens it seems like every year and a half, there's the next best thing. And if you fall into a bear market during that and come out of it, that may not be that must not be that best thing anymore. There's a new best thing and everybody forgets.
Well, I mean, since November 2024, we've had Prismatic next best thing. We've had Journey Together PCETB sell out in 2 seconds. That was the next best thing. Destin Rivals, that's the next best thing. So that's 3 right there. Now we have that people are geeked up for Mega Evolution. That's the next best thing. Next best thing now is the Charizard SIR, the shiny Charizard, or the X. Yeah, that's the next best thing. And what comes next? Rayquaza. That's going to be the next best thing.
Oh yeah. We're going to be getting a next holiday set's probably going to be a Dragon set, probably be a Rayquaza set, Mega Rayquaza set more than likely.
Yeah. And then guess what? Next best thing, 30th anniversary. Everyone's going to go crazy. Everyone's going to go nuts for it.
Yeah.
And it's just a year of next best things all in 1 year. They haven't made a bad set in a long time.
No. And that's just it. But that's the continuation that we see inside of hobbies and see in this. And it's never going to stop. This always continues and this always happens. And that's why sometimes holding on to things is not necessarily the best opportunity when it comes down to it. Oh, what'd you do? Freeze? You stop moving.
Yeah, for sure. Hello?
I can hear you. We got you just smiling in the background right now. He'll come back in a second.
I think no, I'm still here. It might just be the camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's all right. We still got your voice, so but it'll probably kick in when randomly.
Yeah, I think people just, and again, it just comes down to, it's funny too, because I can tell when people got into the hobby just based off their comments in my comment section. And I can tell that they've only been here since Prismatic and Destined Rivals. That's their, their
Mhm.
bread and butter. That's their bread and butter comment, and they just come and say, "Oh, you're coping because you didn't buy X, Y, and Z. It got to be cope. There's no other explanation other than you're coping." And it's, I don't know, bro. They just stick out like a sore thumb, and I can tell that they're watching too much like shield tubers going crazy.
Yeah. And you can always tell when people, you're right, when people have been in the hobby. So you could tell, like I said, you could tell if people have been here for a long period of time. You can tell the people that, are new because, like I said, prismatic is the best thing ever. And it's like, it's okay. To be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of prismatic evolutions. It's not, everybody likes to call it Evolving Skies 2.0. Let's be 100% honest, it's not Evolving Skies 2.0. It is not the same set. I mean, I get it in the terms in the terms of the Scarlet and Violet era. Yeah, it's very very similar in a way, but it's still not quite. It's not the same set. And the fact that we keep getting reprint after reprint, we're going to keep getting reprint after reprint of the set probably for the next year or so, and that is something that is just going to. They got a cash cow, and it's like they're sitting on this cash cow. Yes, we want them to print other things, but why would they? Why not just keep pushing the cash cow as much as they can? So now we're getting another release at Sam's Club here. We're getting another ETB release at Walmart. We're getting, plus there's probably going to be more stuff for holiday sets coming up as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I talked to Pokey Plumber on Instagram. I don't know if you know who that is or not.
Yeah.
But I talked to him, and we were talking in the past, and I was like, the thing is with this market here, people missed out on Evolving Skies. They literally have 0 Evolving Skies. They want everything and anything they could compare to Evolving Skies to actually be Evolving Skies. And I don't think that we've gotten another Evolving Skies since Evolving Skies released. And I don't know what they're gonna have to do, but following up with the 1-to-1 Umbreon, Rayquaza, all the EVs, Dragonite, like the iconic other legendaries other than the EVs in the set, you can't compare Roaring Moon to them, Goldango, all the goofy stuff in Prismatic, like those are uncomparable. Like popularity wise to the ones in Evolving Skies, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Evolving Skies is the perfect storm when it came down to a set. And actually, if you break that set down comparatively, like you said, it just, there's nothing that's compared to it since then. It's even hard to find a set that was there that compare it before it, just because of the way it all laid out time-wise for its release. It's overall, what it has in it. You had like you said, you got the dragon set, so that was the Return of the Dragons. So you got your dragons back into Scarlet and Violet at that point. You had the EV sets, which were immensely popular, not only here in the United States in English, but also in Japanese as well with EV Heroes. So you had a lot of that feeding into that set as well. Because Terrestrial Festival did not hit nearly as hard as EV Heroes did in the Japanese market. Comparatively, there's no even comparison compared to the two, because the EV Heroes hit so hard in the Japanese market and Terrestrial Festival did not hit. I mean, it hit decent, but not nearly as good. And plus, to me, the artwork is just not as good either. I honestly, I think the artwork of the alternate arts and the V's inside of the Sword and Shield Evolving Skies is a lot better. Plus, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I could be a Sword and Shield maxi, but it's like there's just so many things I don't like about SV era. Like I don't like the rainbow borders. I don't like the Terra crowns. And I don't know. The art just isn't. It's not doing it for me. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess you could call me a hater or whatever, but Sword and Shield is better art wise, and everything's harder to pull in Sword and Shield era.
So I would say I like a lot of the illustrated rares. I don't like a lot of the SIRs when it comes to the crowns. The Terraslize Pokemon, I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah.
I don't understand the concept behind the putting a crown on these Pokemon. I really don't get that, and I don't really like the artwork to that. It just being overall when it comes down to a lot of the big hits like the V Maxes and things and the actual hits, yeah, I think Sword and Shield versions of them are better in that way. But I also do think that the one thing I do like about Scarlet and Violet is that the illustrator rares are a lot more vivid. They're a lot more like more distinctive to the growth of what we've seen coming out of Sword and Shield going into Scarlet and Violet. We saw the beginnings. The trainer galleries became kind of the beginnings of our illustrator rares, and those trainer galleries kind of became the norm with the illustrator rares. And it was kind of a cool concept overall. I think I do like the illustrator rares and a lot of the ways the arts are done in there. But I do agree with you. I don't like some of these Terrasalize, the way they did the crowns. Some of the Pokemon, they just absolutely butchered them when it comes down to it. So for a Charizard, for example, I would rather have the Charizard V from Sword and Shield than any of the Sword or any of the Scarlet and Violet Charizards just for the art appeal of it.
Yeah, I don't know. They butchered the 151 Charizard. I mean, it looks cool, I guess, but it's just way too far away, and it's like, I don't know. Honestly, I mean, you were here during Silver Tempest and how it got mean to Oblivion, bro.
Yeah.
That's another set. That's a case study. Whenever I saw the Lugia, I was like, this is strong enough to carry the whole set and compare it to almost all the, like comparatively almost to all the other sets in the Sword and Shield era, just off the Lugia itself. Because in my opinion, I think that Lugia is the best one they've ever made, artistically. I put it up to all the other ones. It doesn't, like, there's no comparison art wise to it from all the old vintage ones and everything.
No, I absolutely think that Lugia alone should be enough. It is going to be the thing that carries that set. Overall, the artwork of that Lugia is by far the most superior Lugia that we've ever had, and
Yeah.
we haven't gotten the Lugia card yet in recent times again, because Gen 2 always seems to get thrown to the wayside when it comes down to it. I mean, we kind of got a Typhlosion, kind of. Um,
Well,
but
wasn't that era when Wizards, or did Wizards come off of the Pokemon TCG in Gen 2 or Gen 3?
uh, kind of at the end of Gen 2. So Gen 2, Neo was all done. We had moved into E-Reader series, so that would technically have been Gen 3. That's always that confusing side of it to me because we really went into, ended the Neo, we were going into E-Reader because you got Expedition, Aquapolis, and Skyridge. Those three sets came, and then that was when they stopped at Skyridge because Skyridge is the least printed set in Pokemon TCG. Then they went right into EX era. So then we went right into the EX era. So I don't think they got new start. I'm trying to remember. I never really have gone back and looked because I played it, but I don't remember if they even got new starters. I don't think we got new starters until EX, till Pokemon USA took over. So then it would have still been Gen 2.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Pokemon Company just has some kind of weird thing going on in the background where they just exile Gen 2 off cards, because I don't know. I there's no explanation why, because Gen 2 is it's a great generation, you know what I mean?
It is. I mean, there's some really, really good cards in the Gen 2. There's a really good Pokemon in Gen 2, and they're all just kind of forgotten. I mean, well, we are getting some Gen 2 now in Mega 1. ME1 is getting some Gen 2 with some of the, but they're not getting fancy cards because you got like uh Chikorita line and all that coming, and even the pre-release decks are coming. So there is some love to them, but it's just very, very little.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, when was the last time we got a Feraligatr card that was a chase? When's the last time we got? I don't know.
Yeah, a Cyndaquil or a Typhlosion that's been a chase, or any of them. I mean, just really, really, really slim pickings when it comes down to it.
It's crazy
Um,
work.
One thing I'm going to do here, Joey, before we go any further, is I'm going to resend you a link because your video still hasn't cleared up. So
Okay.
I'm
Let
gonna.
me leave, and then I'll come back.
Okay, yeah, let's try that and see if we can clear up that video real quick. I figure I give it a few minutes and it hasn't done nothing. So, hold on, intermission. I got to put a little intermission in here so we could do like the fun elevator music. But he looks so happy. I know, right? He was just all sitting there. So keep the questions going, guys. We've been seeing some of them here, so we will go back. There's a couple of them here I got uh, bookmarked here to go back to. So we will cover some of the questions here when we get there or get to that point. I think he's.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yep, you're back.
Is the video playing?
It's moving. Yep, you're moving again.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So, just saying that there's been some questions coming through, and we will go back and hit some of these because there were some decent questions. I know you grabbed one of them, but there's also another one here with some of the ETBs. So we'll cover that a little bit. We'll wait a little bit on after we're done with our little discussion here for a little bit because it's good to keep on the train of thought when we're talking about things sometimes together, just because it just keeps rolling and brainstorming and things keep flowing when it comes down to that. So. Um, but yeah, I mean, when it comes down to the overall sets and things like that, the Lugia can definitely hold Silver Tempest up. I 100% agree with you on that. Overall, trainer gallery is fairly weak. I mean, it's not a strong trainer gallery in that set. So you really are falling back on that Lugia. I mean, you can go back to Brilliant Stars and Lost Origin. They both have a decent trainer gallery. One's got the Eevees, the other one's got the Pikachu trainer gallery on it. So they do have a boost with that going on both of those sets as well. Plus, you got Charizard, you got Tina in both of them sets as well, holding the ground or holding their own through those two. But Astral Radiance kind of falls into the background for me.
Oof.
You got Starmie. I mean that's realistically Machamp. I that was a perfect case back then of them trying to do market manipulation. I mean the buyouts that were going on Machamp there when that set came out, trying to push that up to like 140, almost 180 out the gates for the first couple months. But then that retracted as well. So I mean it's Astral Radiance just kind of falls in the background. There's nothing in that set that I personally ever got drawn into.
Hey, is it safe to say that Beedrill is undervalued right now?
I would think so.
Because
I've looked
that's
at that.
the only card that I like from that set.
I know. I've got two copies of it. I pulled them both, and I love it. I think it's a really cool artwork. But
Yeah.
because I'm pulling it open because it's such an unmemorable set that I don't even remember what cards are in the thing. I mean, you got Garchomp V. That was the other one that was out of the trainer gallery. I forgot about Garchomp, but that is Cynthia and Garchomp's a pretty cool one. You got the alternate arts, the Palkia V, the Dialga V. The Palkia V is pretty cool. The Dialga, it's all right. V-Drill, definitely, right now it's actually gained quite a bit. I'm actually surprised because I was going to say it was down around $30, but now today it's pushing 40, over 40, almost $45 right now for that V-Drill.
I
So,
still think 45 is like way too cheap for it, especially how hard it is
yeah.
to pull. Like,
Oh, yeah.
bro, Gen
But,
1 Altar, people are goofy, bro, I swear. And they
yeah.
won't want it until it gets to like 100, and then they'll push it up to 150.
Yeah. Not everybody will flood in on it. It's hard to get people in this hobby if you're looking at buying singles for your collection. And we just talked about it though, where singles can be also dangerous in a way if you're looking at it from an investment point. But on the other hand, if the older they get, the less manipulation there is on these cards because then you get to the point where the market just either enjoys them or they don't. And Beedrill is a perfect example of it. At this point in time, it's been out of the main light for so long that now it's kind of just moving up and going to continue to move up in its natural progression at this point in time. People are going to buy it because they like the artwork. People are going to buy it because they enjoy the card. You're not getting people trying to manipulate it at this point in time. And when it comes down to a market fall, typically that's going to be less affected than the more modern, like a Mewtwo right now, or any of the Zekrom or the Reshiram and those kind of cards right now that are very, very upfront right now. They're going to be the ones that are going to get hit the hardest when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I think Destin Rivals singles are gonna get absolutely people raging. I
Oh,
think Destin Rivals is gonna just crush people.
My concern is that, and if we get a massive, let's just say hypothetically, I don't know if it's going to happen because Pokemon has had a tendency not to do any of it. Is if we did get, if Pokemon all of a sudden did right now decide to do a massive reprint of sets,
Yeah.
Destin's Rivals is going to be the number one that's going to get hit. Destin's Rivals, Journey Together, Prismatic Evolutions, Surging Sparks, and Black and White are all going to be the ones that are going to get slammed the hardest. Right now,
Imagine
they're
if
going
Black and White gets that reprint, bro.
to, all of,
That's under MSRP. Gotta be.
oh, that would really decimate Black and White overall. I mean, if it's going to happen and if they did it very recent in the near future here, those are going to be the sets that are prime candidates right up on the sacrificial block. So, and you asked me in the last live that we were sitting in, are we going to see, are these things going to get reprints or what'd you ask? Are they,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
Like,
are these
are we
sets
ever
all
gonna
out
see
of,
MSRP or something like that?
you asked if we were ever going to get reprints of any of the Scarlet and Violet sets. Because I know that's the new talk is that when we crossed into from Sword and Shield into Scarlet and Violet, they didn't do any reprints of Sword and Shield any longer. Are they going to do that in Scarlet and Violet? Now, they haven't really reprinted anything in Scarlet and Violet to this point in time, but historically, if we go by anything and everything that's happened in Pokemon since I've been in it in 2000 or 1999, honestly, they don't print anything after 2 years. Typically, 2 years, 1 month is like the furthest out that I've ever seen a set reprinted at. Um, and there's a couple reasons on why. Number one, they've got too many sets already in front of it that have interest and are currently in rotation being used and playable. And the second reason is that that set is on its last legs. Pretty much it's already leaving in rotation. So for example, in Scarlet and Violet, Charizard deck will be done. So basically everything from base set to Paldean Fates will go out the door and be non-playable come April. So
Yeah.
why would you sit there and put all your energy into a set for the playing side of it as well? That's not even going to be in rotation by the time you do that reprint. So once you get past the 2 year mark, typically we get into what we call more of a safe. I would never say anything is 100% safe. Pokemon does some really weird crap sometimes and will
Yeah.
do what it wants. But in general, at the 2 year mark, I would say anything. Paldean Fates is getting its last run right now. I think this will be the last run of Paldean Fates that we're getting through this holiday season. And I even think that'll probably fall out and they'll focus more on Prismatic. They're going to focus on more of the newer sets from now on. So, Shrouded Fable, baby, that's getting a reprint. You watch. Holiday season 2020, 2026. Shrouded Fable's making a comeback.
That is tough.
Time mark that, baby. We're going to see it.
Well,
How much?
here, go ahead.
I gotta say, how much are you gonna laugh of me just messing around saying that right now, and it actually does?
Hey, I mean, Shrouded Fable, bro. It's over MSRP. It's in Pokemon's eyes to reprint because people are buying it.
It's playable too. The set is still incredibly. We're still using cards out of Shrouded Fable. It's actually a playable. It's still got a lot of playable cards. Earthen Vessel, Fezidente is still used pretty heavy out of there. The Dusclop, Dusknor line is all coming out of there as well. Night Stretcher. I mean, the Ace-Spec card inside of there, we're using that. Secret Box being used as well. So, I mean, current decks right now are using a lot of those cards. So, it's not out of the realm because of the playability. If it gets expensive by mid next year and those cards are still playable, we may see some kind of reprint. Usually the last, right now, like Paldean Fates is going to be done here. It's coming up on its 2 year mark. Usually about 3 months before the 2 year mark, you'll see reprints of these sets start rolling out, which is right on time for Paldean Fates to get whatever it's getting right now. So 151 got the exact same thing. We just went through all these 151 products rolling out again. So we did get Zapdos EX boxes, the mini tins came back. We got the Alakazam boxes, all of those rolled through again about 2 months ago. So right on schedule. A lot of things. It's amazing how reciprocating and on schedule things actually sit. And you could almost figure when there's going to be more of this product rolling through.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about the Charizard, the new Mega Charizard UPC that's coming out. You heard the numbers on it, right?
I did.
Is that legitimate or because that's a big number, bro.
It's a huge number.
That's a big number. And I don't know. Have we seen that number before?
Probably not since the last Charizard UPC.
It's great.
I mean,
I don't know.
there's a lot of the original. I would say it's probably on par with the last Charizard UPC because that got buried pretty heavy on on those high numbers. But remember, they originally did one pre-release and then they came back with another pre-release, and then that box is $70 because there were so many of them. They were everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know who I was watching, but I was watching somebody, and they were saying that UPC wasn't good or isn't good, and I was like, wait, what? Like it has it has Evolving Skies, it has Fusion Strike, it has Lost Origin, it has Brilliant Star, it has all the top alt art sets in it with the promos. Like, what do you mean it's not good? And that was their justification for it going down to $70. I'm like, something doesn't sound right there.
Once again, people's ideas of why things are bad, it just blows my mind.
It's like, bro, Evolving Skies is a $30 booster pack. You can't tell me that the box isn't good. Like, that's crazy criminal. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing too, with the number that we got for the Mega Charizard UPC, it kind of makes sense why they're not putting this stuff into booster boxes, because 3 packs of Destined Rivals times 5 million, like 15 million packs of Destined Rivals.
Yeah.
Like, you can only print so much. And if all of these packs are going into the UPC, then it makes sense. But I don't know. It's all speculation. I don't know if that number is accurate. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I was just looking up the numbers. So right now, and this is what the number is that's out there that we're talking about, because I know neither one of us actually said it. It's 2.9 million. Roughly 3 million of these Charizard or Mega Charizard EX Ultra Premium collections are going to be printed. So you're looking at 2.9, and each one of these has 16 packs. So that gives you an idea how many packs are printing right now. So there's a lot of these coming. I just, out of curiosity, went and looked up what the Charizard UPC originally was printed for. So the original one from back in October of 2022, 2 million were printed. So we're getting about 1 million more than that Charizard UPC.
That's crazy work, actually. And it's going to be funny to see if the same exact thing happens at the same exact time that it happened for that UPC, because it came out during Christmas time.
Yeah,
it was hyped up in pre-release. People were paying $250 for the box pre-release, and it tanked down to $70.
Yep,
one of the best boxes we've ever got too, by the way.
Oh, I know. I bought a ton. I probably have. I know I got at least 6 cases of them in storage. Because I was buying them like 6 or 70. I was using there was coupons on these things. I was putting them up on Discord and on the YouTube channel. Like, here, go to this store. They're $69.99 or $79.99 right now, and then they got a $15 coupon. So you're like picking them up at like $65 a piece off of this. But it's like, go, man. What are you doing? Well, yeah,
TikTok was crazy back then.
Oh. Yeah, that was the other place. I was, $70 on TikTok all day long. You could buy them all day long off of there for $70. Pretty much that's what you're getting them for. That's what they got them from the distributor. It was pretty much $65. So you were basically getting them as if you were buying them from a distributor. They were so cheap.
And that's another thing. Like, we could instantly roll into off of that. People think that when prices go down, they're going to want to buy stuff. They're not. They're not at all. They're not going to want to buy it. Everybody has it. Nothing's rare. It's not rare. They think it's cool, whatever. And then the price goes down. No one wants it. Literally, no one wants. That's how the hive mind works. Nobody wants it. No one's going to buy it. They think they're going to buy it now because the market's hot. But when they see they can't sell something, why would I want that? I don't want that. I can't make free money off that. I don't want it. And it's just going to be the same exact situation, and the people that have been here long enough are going to know that, well, this is a time to buy it when nobody wants it. X, Y, and Z is in this box. It makes 100% sense why I think in the future somebody's going to want this, but they don't want it now. And the cycle will just keep repeating.
Well, and that Charizard UPC, the original one, I laughed because people were pre-buying that at $180. And they were calling it a good investment at $180. And then those are the same people that then would not buy that box when it went under $100. And it's like, Dan the Catch 'em All Collectibles, and I talked about that on the live right when it happened. It's like, you honestly believe this box was worth $180. $180. And yet it went under $100 and all of a sudden it was a bad investment. What changed from that box at $180 to $80? And why wouldn't you just buy? It is. Why wouldn't you just buy more of them when it's at $80? Because you were willing to buy one at $180. Why not buy two at $80 or three at $80 and capitalize on that?
It sucks. Like, remember, it's not investable. You can't make money on it. It sucks.
Well, everybody gets stuck on this mindset that you have to make money immediately on it or it's not an investment. If you thought it was good and you were willing to put $180 on something, then hey, like Prismatic, it's like everybody's sitting there going, oh, it's going to be worthless if they keep reprinting it because it's going to keep going down. Well, just keep buying it down. What are you doing?
That's the thing, though. They're not going to buy it down because now it looks scary. Now it looks like, okay, I don't want to do that. And then that's another thing I get caught or not called out, but I take heat for is I'll say, you guys are all saying dollar cost average, but when it gets to the point where no one wants to buy it, at that point in time, you're catching the falling knife. Yes, you're DCAing, but at the same time, you're catching the falling knife because you buy it. You can't go and sell it. You can't go make a profit. And if it keeps going down farther, you're continuing to catch the knife down. Essentially, it's the same exact thing, catching the falling knife and DCAing. But if you say catching the falling knife, then it's like, this guy's just a doomer, a fear monger. It's like, it's the same exact thing that you're doing. And being able to do that, you have to have a different type of mentality. And a lot of people do not have that mentality at all.
I always tell people it's just, if you want to look at it and you want to get out of a financial situation like you overpaid for a particular product in the Pokemon TCG. So you went and bought, Prismatic or Shining Fates ETBs at $140 and you bought 10 of them at $140. When that boxes went down to $45, $50, you should have been buying like 4 times as many at that point. Because then you're bringing down your mistake and bringing it back down into a reasonable range. You can get out of it with money. And I know a lot of people like, well, now it's a crap set, like you said. Now you got that mentality, it's a junk set. Why am I going to spend this money on it? Well, because number one, it's going to help you in the long run because now you can buy more of it. If you're willing to pay $140, why not buy 2 of them at that price and double down? Then your cost averaging comes down to $85, $87 at that point. And when it goes to 100, then you're profitable again. And you don't have to wait potentially 5 years for that product to do that. Like you said, you're catching the falling knife. You're always trying to sit there, and as the set goes down, it's just like people want to talk about it. If you told them that you're doing the exact same thing when you're putting into your retirement every month, that's exactly what you're doing. It's cost dollar averaging.
Yep.
People do it every day when you give your employer your money to put into your contribution to your 401k. You are literally cost dollar averaging. Every month on the dot, the first of the month, they put in the same amount of money onto the same stocks. And if they go down, you benefit that month because the next month they'll probably go up and then you're doing better. It's the exact same concept. You can run that concept through most of the Pokemon right now. The only thing that's going to change that, and it gets you in your retirement funds as well. Your Roth IRA, all of them get affected by the same thing as when the market drops. You have a bad market year or a couple years, a recession or anything like that, everything's going to feel it the exact same way. It's just whether or not how long it takes to recover.
Yeah, and it's just so crazy to me right now that people are valuing this same stuff that I was buying in 2022 and 2023. They're valuing it at 10, 15 times the entry points that I was buying the stuff at. And the same people, I know it, the same people are the ones that were saying back then, none of this stuff is investable. Why are you buying it? You're goofy. You can just name off a whole list of things that you probably heard as well. But it's like, what I do is I like to go away from where everyone else is going. That's one of the biggest things I've learned over my span in this hobby, because when it just, I don't know what it works out every time. When people tell me I'm doing something goofy or why are you doing this, doesn't make sense, X, Y, Z, like not even people on the internet, like in real life too. And I'll just be like, well, whatever. I mean, I'll take the risk. I don't care. And time goes on, and then, well, worked out, I guess. I don't know. I think people, I don't know. I really don't even know how to. I don't know how to make it make sense for people that don't understand sense. I don't know.
Apparently, I got one of the people because I say cost dollar averaging, and people always go, it's dollar cost averaging. If you Google it, it comes up the same thing. If you can Google it, it comes up the same definition. So anyway, I get people every time I say it because I was always told from my grandpappy that it is called cost dollar averaging. If you want to call it dollar cost averaging, it's the exact same thing. You're doing the exact same thing. You're taking a dollar and you're averaging it out between multiple purchases. So at the end of the day, it's all means the same thing. Um, so, and yeah, I mean, the harder part is that when it comes down to any kind of an investment, if you're looking at Pokemon investment, so if the mindset is like you said, you get that hive mentality that everybody, when someone thinks something's bad, it's bad, and everybody goes the same direction. Right now in Pokemon, it's very forgiving when it comes down to those decisions, though. So you can be a little bit more risky right now in what you're purchasing in this current market. Now, back in early Scarlet and Violet, that wasn't necessarily the truth. I mean, it ended up working out because the market did go up again. But some of the products will never and have never come back from some of those situations.
Oh, no, for sure. Not at all.
I mean, your Charizard's a perfect example of that. Some things just never come back from those situations.
Well, that's the thing too. Again, like I said in the beginning, all of my sealed is in profit. The only thing that's not in profit are singles and slabs. That's it. And it's like, those are the highest volatility. If people are new to it and they don't know and they're just being told, yep, just buy these PSA 10s. There's a premium. You'll always get a premium if you go and try to sell them. It's like, yeah, but they also are the most volatile. You want to know what I've been buying right now? Do you know what I've been buying or no?
Not off the top of my head right now.
I bet you can guess. No, you probably can't guess, honestly. I've been buying, and I'm taking heat for buying it too. I don't know if you can see this or not on the screen.
Yeah, Lorcana.
I've been buying first chapter Disney Lorcana booster boxes because they tank down 40%, and this is super obvious, a super obvious play. But I'm taking heat for it. People, they just can't understand it, and it's just giving me very, very reminiscent vibes of Fusion Strike. That whole Fusion Strike, it's the same feeling I'm getting. So, I think I'm doing something right.
I've been buying some Lorcana as well. The other one is a lot of people have been switching to it still. One Piece is kind of hanging out there as well. Some of them's getting popularity. The new Lorcana set's been very popular, the Fable, but we're also having another weird situation right now where it's not just Pokemon that's getting low print rate at this point in time. So even Lorcana Fable is kind of I don't want to go too nuts on it unless I can get it at MSRP or under, because the fact is that got really light printed as well. And they said that. It didn't get the print rate of what it normally does for most of the Lorcana sets. Uh-oh. Did we lose him? Hold on one second. We have a glitch. Give him a minute. He's coming back.
Rejected your connection.
You're back.
What the?
Yeah, you just like all of a sudden dropped out.
I had two of the same things. Hello, am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I had two streams up for some reason. I don't know. We're good now.
Okay. Um, but like I said, a lot of the sets are. Magic's having the same problem. Low print runs. Um, I'll- what else was there? I was going at the. So if I go right now to my LCS, they have very little stuff. Star Wars. They've got Star Wars on the shelf. They've got some Lorcana, some of the older sets that weren't as popular. There's the Ursula one, and then there's also Into the Inklands are two of them that they have available. But the Jafar
Yeah.
one is gone. The Fable's gone. All those sets are just being eaten up. Uh,
I
Um,
think I think people are going to miss out again, like how they did on Pokemon. They're going to miss out on Lorcana, and people will tell me X, Y, and Z reason why Lorcana is trash. It's not going to work, and I mean you can say that, but again, once you miss out, you miss out. So I don't know. It's just my personal feeling, not FOMOing, but
yeah,
I
I
don't know.
I think Lorcana's going to do well futuristically. I think that, if anything, if worst case scenario is even if it didn't work as a TCG long term, there's still going to be enough Disney fans out there that are buying it. I know people that buy Lorcana that don't even play Lorcana. They just want the cards inside of it. Especially the Vicky and the mini cards are extremely popular.
Yeah,
The Disney factor of it is also going to be there futuristically long term. So even Fable and all that, people that have no interest in playing it as a TCG want that Mickey and Minnie card. They want a lot of the stuff that's inside of that card or inside of that the sets. So that's going to be one factor as well. Why I do agree with you. I think Lorcana is going to do well long term, regardless, because of the size of Disney and the fact
yeah,
that Disney continues to perform. Yeah, technically by money wise, it's been not non-performing as a company, but in general, there's still enough nostalgia and people that have been doing it for over 100 years that definitely want to go through that. So yeah, Blitzkrieg just pulled his Dumbo card here, so we had some Lorcana Fable on here as well. We were opening. It's a lot of fun actually. Some really nice hits out of it. Really good cards on it out of the set in general. So I enjoyed it. I think it's really fun, especially the newest one, Fable one. I do enjoy even myself. I wouldn't mind opening it. Having some of those cards for collectability and the fact that they're Mickey Mouse, Dumbo. I mean, all the fan favorites are inside of that set.
100%. And that's the set that got me looking back into Lorcana. And then I just went back. I was like, I got to go look at the first chapter first. And I got a
Yeah,
case. I got 6 booster boxes and a trove of first chapter. So
yeah,
all, I don't know. I think it's just like a super. It's an obvious play right now because people have spent stupid money for Disney. I don't think people understand that if they told their wife or kids that they're taking them to Disneyland, that they would be juiced. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
So it's like I don't know. And again, people are just gonna miss out, but it is what it is, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll just time will keep going on.
yeah. Well, and that's just it. I mean, the thing is that there's multiple trains to get on, right? I mean, a lot of
Yeah,
times we talk like you got an unlimited budget, and some of us have more budgets than others. I mean, right now I've got a lot of extra budget because I'm not getting anything from my distributors, so money's sitting there. So I can go and buy other things and try different things. So like this week now we're going to be doing One Piece because Fable's out. Distributor's not a Fable, but I could get One Piece. So we're going to try One Piece this week and see how it goes. So, but it gives you an opportunity right now with the lack of product available from Pokemon. It's giving us an opportunity to maybe try some new TCGs, which may also lead into that downturn for Pokemon because once people leave, find interest in something else, it may be hard to draw them back. You don't can't get product in front of people for them to open and enjoy, then they may not necessarily jump back for Pokemon in the next best set or next big set.
100%. And
So
that's how it happens almost every time. People think that demand goes up forever, scales up forever. Well, fortunately, it doesn't.
yeah, everybody's talking about Weiss out there right now. Um,
I can't get it. I can't get into Weiss. That's goofy. Even
yeah,
this might be a hot take, but I've been watching Rudy ever since I got back into the hobby too, and nobody liked collector boxes. I think right now this is all just the collector box bubble is here right now for all the new stuff, and we saw it. Once they did one thing wrong with the collector box, it collapsed 50%.
Yeah.
That's all they got to do. One thing wrong that the hobby doesn't like, and it's gone. Bull run over.
Yeah.
I think Magic might be in a terrible position right now.
It is. I mean, they made one mistake, or once again, they made that, and they're having the issue with the low print run on the Spider-Man set. So 2 issues on Magic again. Magic was on this big boom, going up like crazy, and now one mistake, and it's like everybody's ticked off at Magic, and they go shift someplace else. It's like, and then it'll take years to come back. So, and Pokemon, I feel like, is teetering on that edge as well. Just listening to my Discord, listening to comments from people at the LGCSs. We were just playing pre-release last weekend. This weekend we were there playing our decks. A lot of people are just getting frustrated with buying anything Pokemon except for what they need to play. So there's some guys that are diehard players that are going to play, but they made it clear, I don't care if any UTVs, I'm just going to go to TCG player, buy the singles I need, and that's it. I'm not going to get involved in this. I'm not paying all these prices. I'm not, less kids are showing up now to the events. It's more, my son's age, like 10. There's a couple 10 and 12-year-olds. But there used to be some 8-year-olds, some 9-year-olds, some younger people that used to come to the events. They're not coming anymore just because they have no interest. They can't get packs open at the playing place, which is why they come. They come with their parents to open packs, and they can't get them. So there's all these things that are just kind of starting to kind of like dominoes. Once they start falling, things can go bad really, really quickly. And
really quick.
I really hope that's Steven Horizon's on here. And I know Horizon, you've been with our channel for a long period of time. I quit Pokemon over a year ago. I mean, that's right before the boom. I mean, before this whole thing happened, but it's getting to be more and more common where people are just, I'm pausing on Pokemon. I'm not buying Pokemon. I'm buying One Piece. I'm buying Dragon Ball Z. I'm buying, all these other sets and getting away from Pokemon more and more.
Yeah, I'm hearing the same exact thing. And me personally, like the story I was telling you in the beginning, how I was just like blindly buying whatever in the last bull market. It's like people can say whatever they want to say. It's not going to change my method of what I found works best for me personally. I don't typically pay over MSRP for stuff. That's goofy. In the bear market, we all saw that have been here that MSRP is a scam price. I highly suggest people purchase stuff under MSRP as an investment term. Now, I know long term it doesn't, like that doesn't really matter, but you just have to remember that the bear market is going to come at some point. Mm-hmm. And if you're buying into all of this hype right now and the bear market hits and people don't want Destined Rivals like they say they want it, well, you're either going to hold like you say you are, or you're going to panic sell it. Those are the only 2 options you have in that situation. So it's going to test a bunch of people's mentals that have overexposed themselves and taken debt and over-leveraged themselves into the market.
Yeah. And at the end of Sword and Shield, or mid-Sword Shield there, we saw exactly that. People, I'm going to hold on to this. The 5 to 10 years, I don't care what happens. I'm not going to sell any of this. It's going to go to the moon. I'm going to make big money. 95% of people panic sold. They're out. Yep. 5% of the people will hold because they know historically that, it's going to go down, but we bought in good positions, or we're bought pricing, like you said. We bought during the panic selling because, hey, you're going to panic sell and you're going to sell under MSRP, or you're going to sell this at $80 a booster box right now because it got massively reprinted. I'll buy it. I'll take that and put it in storage for way under. I mean, why not? I think it was good at $150. Why wouldn't I buy it at $80? Once again, if that's the hardest thing I think the mentality is to get in this hobby, is there's 2 things that I think that a lot of people don't do. And maybe you can add another one to this, is number 1, they are not patient. Patience in an investing market or any kind of collectibles market is number 1. I will watch 100 things go by as an investment and just go, well, I missed something. There is so
Yeah.
many opportunities that if you miss it because you're being patient, that's good. Don't overanalyze. I don't want to go to the point where you're overanalyzing things to where you're getting or analysis paralysis. That's
Hmm.
not good either because you can do that to yourself. But if
Yeah.
you're patient, waiting, looking for opportunity, and if you miss something, it is what it is. Move on to the next thing. Okay, I missed that one. We'll go on to the next one. Learn from it. Understand what happened on that one. Take a minute. I like to go back if I miss something or something goes wrong, analyze what happened to it, why I missed it, what I miscalculated on, and then move forward. Go on to the next thing. It is what it is. There's always another object. The second thing people really need to really work on at this point in time is that they need to get rid of this concept that because something's going down in price, it's bad product. It's a bad item. Just because it's going down in price does not mean it's a bad item. It just means that there's not as much demand for it at this point in time, or the supply of it got too high for the demand currently in the market. And most of the time, if it is a well put together product, something that has desirable items inside of it, if the price goes down, like the Charizard UPC, if the price goes down, but the packs will be desirable in it, eventually there's going to be a point where it's recovering. So why not get in on it? Stop looking at it as pick a price that you think it's good at. You think that this Destin's Rivals booster bundle is great at $50 and you can buy them and it goes down to $35. Why wouldn't you buy it? Get it out of your head that it's just because it's a bad product, it's going down in price that it became a bad product.
Yeah, I mean, just to like touch on that first thing you said
Mm-hmm.
about just letting things go by, it's like when stuff is over MSRP, it's I'll literally let it go by because we can go back even farther to what we were talking about earlier about how it's like I just forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. But anyways, the last thing, the last two things that I bought for Pokemon is the 151 Blooming Waters because the opportunity was there. They crashed down to where you could pick them up for $100 a box. That's under $10 per pack for 151. That's an obvious screaming no-brainer buy. I didn't buy heavy into Prismatic Journey Together, Destined Rivals, nothing else. I have Prismatic that I pre-ordered from the Pokemon Center in November. The last thing, the only sealed investment I bought this year was Blooming Waters 151 because the opportunity was there. I don't know. Everything I do now is like super calculated. I don't need to buy everything at this point in my life. I'm good. I have a solid nest egg of Pokemon investments to where I don't need to just hop on the next thing. I need cases of the next set after that. I need more cases. Like, I don't know. And I personally don't have the funds to move like that, to just buy cases of everything for $400 a booster box. Like I don't have the money to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and most people don't. Even myself. I mean, there's limitations to how much you can purchase. Um, a lot of people think, just because I'm doing a rip and ship thing that, so I do rip and shipping. Well, that's a business. So that's
Yeah.
different than investment, and a lot of people don't understand sometimes is that when you create a business for something, it's a lot more difficult to sit there and just kind of move product and buy product with a business and put it into it. So even now, I'm not getting deals from distribution right now. I'm not even getting pricing at what I would have paid for distribution, a year ago. I used to pay 285 for a sleeve blister, and then you'd sell them, or yeah, 285 for a sleeve blister, and you go and sell them for 450 or $4, and you're making decent money. Now,
Yeah.
during the last time every time I'm getting stuff from distribution at this point in time, I'm pretty much paying MSRP almost at it from distribution because I don't have the quantity. I'm not like a multi-million dollar streamer. I don't do streaming for a living. I do streaming because I enjoy it and have fun. Um, my business concept on that has never been to be like a millionaire and make it a full-time job. That's never
Mm-hmm.
been the goal. I just enjoy streaming and I try and be reasonable in my pricing, but in general, I'm not getting deals any longer. So there again, I'm not putting a lot into investment and putting stuff away into my storage unit right now. A lot of it's just make money, get it in, get it down in price to where I can make my money and pay my bills and then send it out. So if I get more product, I charge less for the packs. If I get less product, I have to up my pricing because there is a bare minimum that I have to meet as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's just pretty much where we're at right now. Is that realistically for investment, I've been trying to go back to doing like investment videos, and I mean honestly, realistically, every video would be just a repeat on itself of there's nothing really out there right now. There's nothing really out there right. There's nothing really out there right now. Or you can be like nostalgianomics. Buy everything right now. Buy everything right now. No, don't do that. You're putting so much risk on yourself. But it's a great time for collectors right now. This is the best time for collectors.
Oh, I saw a bunch of people make reaction videos to that video, and I was like, dang, he did it again.
Yep,
he did it again.
Man, like, dude, I hope this was a rage. That had to have been. I didn't watch anything else since then. God, I hope that was a rage bait video. God,
it had to be.
It had to be.
I got to give him his flowers, though. He's good at being able to create rage bait content and be able to make it sound like what he seems or what he's saying could possibly seem like he kind of is making sense to where it's like, and then you just step back and you're like, this is just rage bait. Like, this is 100% rage bait. Shout out to NN, literally a legend at content.
Here's your investment. Buy your kisses.
Make sure you go for the. Do they have a Mew one in there?
I think it's got all 151 original.
Make sure
find all 151 design.
That Mew slabbed up.
Yeah, like the Oreo cookie, the Mew cookie.
So, bro, you know what's crazy? The more you look back at the old market in 2020 and 2021, it's almost identical because now we just have Hershey's Kisses. Back then we had cereal with promo packs in it, or the promo Pikachu, and we had Oreos. It's the same. We had a game come out. We had Pokemon Go come out, and now we have Pokemon Pocket come out, and it's the same. The craziest thing is it's the same cycle over and over again. Those are that's going crazy.
Campbell's soup, baby. Yeah, I got the Charmander. I'm dumb. I keep these things sealed. I have no idea why I get them. Honestly, keep food products around. Why not? But I mean, and they got like Campbell's. All the starters, Jigglypuff and Mewtwo and Pikachu. It's like, that's just funny.
Crazy.
They've been sitting back there. I just kind of laughed when I saw them at the store. I'm like, yep, I'm taking some of these home with me. Why? No idea. Just kind of funny to have.
Why not?
Why not? Just looks cool. People, I still have the Oreos down there. They still got the Oreos in sealed packs, so they are big money. I'm gonna be $25 Oreos right now.
So how much Twilight Masquerade did you get? Did you get a lot of the ETBs or what?
They sent me a case of the ETBs.
Oh, okay.
So I'm down to like 2 or 3 left right now. I don't get a ton. The thing is like even so Paldean Fates, we got that reprint of Paldean Fates rolled out. I got the 4-pack tins, the international tins they call them. And the best part is they told me that I was going to get a case. So they sent me 10. But they ripped them open and pulled the Charizards and just dumped them into a loose box.
That's what's up.
So they literally, at the distributor, took the Charizard tins out and just sent me a bunch of loose ones. So they took the... I mean, this is from distribution. This is coming from a distributor. They literally didn't send me a case of them. They took the Charizard ones out and then sent me the other. It's like, seriously. But they sent me 2 bonus ones because they took the Charizard. I think a case is like 6 or maybe there's 12 in a case. I might have been short. I guess I don't know how many are in the international because the bigger ones, the 5-pack ones, are 6. I thought the international ones, maybe they're 12. I don't remember now. Or is it 9? I can't keep track of these case quantities. Every one of them's different. God only knows. 12 per case. So there you go. So I got 8 out of the 12. So basically they took the Because I got four iron tusks or iron treads, four of the ancient version of the iron treads, and then I didn't get any Charizard ones. So basically, they pulled the Charizard ones out and sent me the other eight.
That's actually crazy. That's how you know, like, this market is just it's so greedy. It's so greedy.
Oh, I know. It's like, come on, you can't even send me a case of them at this point in time.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
yeah, I mean, it's just things like that. It's like, okay, so you took the highest profit ones out of the boxes, sent those. Then we found out, yeah, there's just a lot of goofy things going on, and nothing comes anymore. So like now for ME1, I'm not getting a case. I'm only getting a half of a case of sleeve blisters again. So they're literally opening a case of sleeve blisters and sending me 72 of them. Um, they're sending me a case of ETBs, so I'll get 10 ETBs, luckily. I'm going to get two booster boxes right now and a case of the mini tins.
That is crazy work.
It's like, why are you splitting cases? I mean, at least you're sending me some things in cases, but it's like, why are you doing that? Oh,
Yeah, that's actually crazy. That's actually crazy work.
And Danny Phantom talked about that too. He's like, it's like they're just going, well, we have you on our distribution, so we're going to give you something. Here, have something. We'll split stuff down and just get you something to say that you're on distribution stuff. It's, Jacob, you missed him. I had him on the stream. The DR tins. Those didn't last very long though. But no, this market's just great. Even distribution's crazy right now, and it's I've been in distribution. I got my distribution during Paradox Rift. So I've been in distribution with ACD since Paradox Rift, and I got in with Southern Hobby just after Paldea Evolved released because I didn't get in on the pre-orders for Paldea Evolved. So I've
Yeah.
been with them since Temporal Forces, and it's just then they brought in all those other people, and now they all want product. And it's like they brought these people in to buy garbage product. They weren't really selling actual product. They were just selling all the stuff you couldn't sell anyplace else, like battle decks and things like that. And they were taking them to get rid of them. And now all of a sudden everybody wants product, and they just started distributing the product out. It's like, stop. If you got use your older accounts, give your older accounts priority so we can actually get the stuff when our market's good. Funny thing is, it's having distributions like I've come to the point. It's like a double-edged sword. So I haven't bought any. The first thing I finally bought something off the secondary market here. I bought some Journey Together off the secondary market. This is the first time
Hey, there you go.
I bought the first time off the secondary market in a long time because I actually found a good price on some Journey Together. I'm like, cool, we're gonna go with it. Haven't bought anything off the secondary market at this point in time, up until that point in time. And I said it's like a double-edged sword because I lost all my connections for the Pokemon product that I was getting while I didn't have distribution because I wasn't buying from them anymore. And then the second that you have an opportunity to make money in this market again, distribution gives you no product. So it's like, okay, now I can go make money again and actually move product really, really fast. And now you don't have any for it. So it's like, well, what's the point of having it right now?
Yeah, I feel like I've been hearing that for like at least the last 8 months.
It started right after Surging Sparks. Prismatic, I got screwed really hard on because I was told I was getting 100 ETBs of Prismatic Evolutions. I did pre-orders, so we sold 80 of them, and then they canceled all the way down. They sent me 4.
Oh, nah.
I went from 100 and
Sick.
115 between both of my places, and they each sent me 2 apiece. So I got 4. It's like,
I would be sick.
I will never do pre-orders again. Not a chance. Never again. It's like I try, and the worst part is I didn't even try. I was doing the pre-orders for like investment people, so I was like selling them at under like literally just over what I was paying with them for shipping. I wasn't even trying to make money on the deal, and I went and did that. It's like this sucks. So, we got a couple of questions in here, Team Rocket Joey here, that were in here. So I'm gonna go back because I kind of earmarked some of them. Yeah, it's better. Is it better to move on to lottery scratchers? It could be at this point in time. I'm not gonna tell you to go play the lottery now, but it's definitely probably not far off right now for the pricing of everything. Uh,
Right.
where was that other one? There was another question that came up. See, this one's being weird. I gotta go on this one. My OBS screen is like missing half the
Oh, here's
chat
a
here.
good comment right here, and this is a funny something I've been hearing as well. People just say, I from Horizon, I plan to sell off my entire collection before the 30th anniversary. We'll see. I hear a lot of people saying that they're going to wait for the 30th anniversary to sell. And
Hmm.
it's like, if you are planning that out, you might as well just sell right now while the money's there. Because what are we going to go up high? You think we're going to double everything from here? Everything's going to double in price from here over the next 6 months? Probably not. You think the liquidity is going to be here? The liquidity is going to double over the next 6 months? Probably not. It could, but we're so high up right now. And
Yeah.
I've been listing stuff on eBay. It doesn't stay on eBay for more than an hour. It's gone
Yeah.
instantly.
I had listings that were sitting on eBay for a while, but right now, if you list it, I was listing stuff just over market, whatever market was, because I could see it was going up. So once again,
Yeah.
you can kind of track where it's going, and honestly, you sit there and think, okay, I'm going to put it 5%, 10% over what the current sales are. Just tracking that direction, make a little extra money on it. When it catches it, it'll be on eBay for a week or so, and it'll catch it less than a day.
Yeah.
It's like I can't get anything to sit on eBay for more than a day unless it's really an obscure thing. But if it's just a normal mainstream Pokemon right now, it's less than 24 hours right now and it's gone. And you could
Well,
almost let it go.
this is how I know like the market's so goofy. So I had on my eBay, I had this pin right here. Can you see it?
Yeah.
This
Yep.
Umbreon pin.
Yep.
So this came out of I don't know what it was, a 3-pack blister collection box or whatever. I had like 10 of them. Had them up on eBay forever. Also with one of the coins that comes out of the thing, it was an Umbreon coin. I
Hmm.
listed it for $25 for the both of them. I put 8. I think I had 8 pairs up. Bro, somebody offered me $60 for 3 pairs of them yesterday for a pin and a coin of Umbreon. Like, this is where we're at in the market today.
Yeah.
They took the rest of my stuff. They took the rest of my pins and coins of Umbreon. It's like, I don't know. If you want to sell right now, you can sell. It's not like the stuff is going to be sitting there. You know what I mean? You could sell anything. You could draw a Pokemon on a piece of paper, and you could probably sell it for $10.
Yeah. And that's the problem is that you get closer to that 30th anniversary too, because I've heard that from several people that I'm just holding out until maybe a month or two before the 30th anniversary and I'm going to sell out or right after it. But the problem is that you're going to run into as well when you get close to an anniversary set, a lot of people are going to allocate money to that anniversary set. So
Yeah.
the liquidity of these products may start to slow down as you get, and if the market stagnates between now and then too, the liquidity starts to slow down. Right now, things are extremely liquid. It is literally just complete and total water, mercury. It just flows everywhere. But that could change. And once again, the prices may not go down. You may not see a big retraction in price between now and then, but you'll see stagnation and you'll see that market stop moving. You'll see sales start to drop or the number of sales per day start to slow down. And that's something to consider too. As people start allocating money towards like celebration or to the celebration style or generations, whatever they're going to call this next one, preparations, I have no idea. Whatever they go with for the next set, that's what they're going to start allocating for, especially on an anniversary set. It's really going to take people's allocations and potentially cause a little bit more less liquidation inside the market because of that.
Yeah. I'm glad Horizon is saying this too. He said, I'm afraid to sell too early in collector app. My products appreciate on average of $400 a day.
Mhm.
When stuff like that is happening, that is signifying that we are in an extreme bull market and the liquidity is there. There's not enough on the market for whatever you have. And people just keep buying it up, buying it up, buying it up, buying it up. It's like at some point, that's going to stop. and people aren't going to want it because it's going to get to a certain price point, and then you're like, oh, it's gone down 15%, let me list it, and then it's like nobody really wants to buy it, and then that's when you get into the race to the bottom. It's always better to sell going up than it is coming down.
So you got like I use Pokedata to do kind of the same thing you're doing, Horizon. You're saying you're using the in a collector app, maybe it is Pokedata, or you're using the there's another collector one. If you're seeing $400 per day on average gain, what I would do is use that as your gauge. I've done this before on products, even Sword and Shield do that. If you're gaining $400 per day, and pretty soon you start seeing that go to 350, and then you start seeing that go to 300. And then you start seeing it drop under 300. Maybe pick a point around 300. If it starts dropping under $300 consistently or for a couple days, that's your point to know when to sell, because that means the liquidity in that market is starting to slow down. If you're tracking it that well with those apps, you can actually really nicely see those market fluctuations and see that stuff happen. And you could use that to your advantage as well. So with you using an app, you're seeing $400 a day of gain or average appreciation on your product. When you start seeing that slow down, that may be a really good indicator to where the someone's taking their foot off the gas a little bit, and that might be the time to jump out.
100%.
So,
like I said, bro, I'm about to go vend at a show on the 4th. It's right by my house, so it's like, bro, I could drive home and just bring more stuff.
Just take the child. Quick, in the child molester van. Let's go get more stuff. So, yeah, no, that would be my advice. If you're tracking it in an app and you're seeing $400 a day average, when you start seeing those averages start dropping for a few days in a row, that's probably a good indication that we're starting to see some solidification of the market, and that might be the time to jump on it. Yeah, you might still be early, but you got to have some kind of indicator, because, like I said, at some point, yeah, we got a lot of liquidity. We got a lack of product in the market currently and a demand, but that demand could shift and slow down as people shift to something else. And then those products become very, 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 your products might be becoming less liquid because of that fact.
Yeah.
So here's the other question I found back here was from Super Mars. Question: I have some slow growing Sword and Shield ETBs like Vivid Voltage and Brilliant Stars, and considering selling them and moving their money into booster boxes. What would you recommend? So
you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first. Yeah, I'll let you go first. I'm kind
of. I mean, I have the same exact ETBs. I have a lot of. I think I have like 10 Vivid Voltage ETBs. I mean, at this point, like, what are they, like $100 now? Market?
I think they are right there.
There's no promo in there. It's literally just Vivid Voltage packs. I mean, again, back in Sword and Shield, ETBs were super looked down upon as an investment. People would always come in and say, oh, they're too big, too bulky, take up too much space. There's only 8 packs, this and that. And then now we've transitioned into the ETB box is a collectible. It's a collector's item. And I'm like, bro, where was this back then? Because now people are saying, oh, they can't print enough ETBs. The ETB is a collectible. And I'm like, I just sit there and I'm thinking like, I'm so glad I bought into ETBs, because now people actually see what I was seeing back then. And I don't know. Honestly, right now, Vivid Voltage, I need to dump all the regular mainline series sets for ETBs of Sword and Shield. There's no promo cards in there, nothing special. If they've gone up over time, should probably rotate into, honestly, Silver Tempest booster boxes is my personal opinion.
My opinion is on it is that those particular items have been very, very slow gainers. Once again, they don't have the draw appeal to them of like a Scarlet and Violet, where you get the least stamp or get the promo in them. A little bit more to them. Personally, plus Vivid Voltage and Dark Souls Blaze, let's be 100% honest, are kind of junk sets. They always have been. You got one chase in each one of them, and the VMAX Charizard, I just had it open here. is still, let me just open it up. I'll give you the exact price right now of what the Charizard is right now. It's $50. So that Charizard is from 2020. It is going to be 5 years old already. It's moving into its sixth year already. It's a $50 Charizard raw, and in a PSA 10 currently, that thing is running at $170, and there are 21,000 of them out there in the market. So personally, I don't think that you're going to see really, really growth. If you're looking for just something that if you put it on the shelf and wait for 5 years and want to continue to get 8%, 10% growth on something right now, I think that it's a good spot to set money and just forget about it if you just have the ability to do that. But for me, I probably would sell out of them at this point in time and move into something a little bit more fluid, a little bit something that's going to do better, like booster box, like you suggested. I think booster boxes. I would do that. I would get out of the ETBs at this point in time and move into something like a booster box because the big shift in the market is in early Sword and Shield. We used to say we invest in ETBs because ETBs are, were the better investment historically. So if you go all the way from back when they released through XY through Sun and Moon, they were the best investment. But then in Sword and Shield, there's kind of been a shift as well to, for example, Twilight Masquerade. What did they reprint? They didn't reprint booster boxes. Booster boxes have become the more rare item when it comes down to reprints. Prior to that, booster boxes were the only thing that they reprinted. So there's been a shift in the market to where they go back to ETBs for reprints while booster boxes seem to be on the we never get them. And big box stores like that because big box stores can't sell booster boxes. They don't sell booster boxes. ETBs are more movable. So right now, booster boxes are probably your better investment, especially through the Scarlet and Violet era at this point in time.
100%.
Oh. But I made the mistake. I'll admit that back in February or like October of 2021, I said historically ETBs have outperformed booster boxes hands down, and historically it did. But that changed really, really heavy at the end of Sword and Shield when they started reprinting all of the booster or ETBs. Everyone got a heavy reprint of ETBs.
Heavy reprint.
Except for Rebels Clash.
Oh, yeah.
Rebel Clash is the only ETB that did not get a reprint in the Sword and Shield era, and not just the small, like a little. Oh, here's just a couple of them. No, heavy. They were everywhere again. There wasn't a store you couldn't find those ETBs at the end of Sword and Shield.
It's crazy too because I think that booster box that didn't get reprinted at all.
No, Sleeve Blisters got a reprint of that set. They did sleeve blisters and they did 3-pack blisters. That's all that they did of Rebel Clash. They really didn't do nothing. You've hardly any reprints of Rebel Clash.
And that set is atrociously trash, bro.
Oh, the whole set's trash. But that ETB right now
one of the worst sets.
$250 for $240 for that ETB right now.
Super short printed.
Yep, and then the booster box. What do you think Rebel Clash ETB is, or booster box is going for right now?
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, so
I mean, lowest list is 472, so like 500, but it jumps instantly to 600.
Yep.
There's just not a. There's none.
No. So even though
it's probably a steal, but it's like I probably would never buy a booster box that I didn't look at the picture before buying it. Like on TCG Player.
Yeah.
I would definitely need to see it first.
Oh yeah, I would definitely want to see the package before I buy anything. So I wouldn't buy anything. It'd be hard for me to buy kind of booster boxes sight unseen, especially Sword and Shield at this point in time.
Yeah.
So most expensive card in Rebel Clash, full art bosses orders, $50. $500 booster box for a $50 card. Here's a question from Horizon. I just saw it pop up here. He said, if I'm holding all Sword and Shield, liquidate or hold?
Just got to do whatever's the best for you. I don't know. If you need the money, sell something because it's thousands of percent or hundreds of well, it depends what you have, actually.
Yeah, it depends on when you bought it too and what price points you bought it at the point in time. But um,
Yeah.
I'm liquidating down. Once again, I don't like holding on to stuff that's gonna at some point here, all this Sword and Shield stuff is gonna reach a point. I keep saying it. At some point, the markets are gonna shift, and Sword and Shield's gonna stagnate because the price is gonna get. You're getting to a point where not everybody can buy it. The higher up you get the pyramid, the further you get up in price, the less people that can buy it. We're
Yep.
seeing it with a lot of different sets, even if we want to go and take a look at even Evolving Skies. The amount of sales has gone down tremendously. So you're getting less people that can actually afford to buy these sets. And when you get to that point, you got to ask what's in that set that's going to make people want to buy it for a really high price. It's going to stagnate at some point where it's going to slow down. I mean, not too many people buy a base set booster box every day, and when they do, they're still spending the same amount. Prices on those really haven't jumped in what 4 years. So you get to a point where they just kind of stop moving because there's just so many people that can buy it, and the people that could buy it already own it, and why buy more? And it starts you get almost that turbulent area again, and then it holds there for a long period of time. So honestly, I'm liquidating down my sword and shield just because I'm trying to get cash reserves because I feel like this market's getting to a point where it's getting too top heavy, and I feel like there's going to be a big buying market here in the near future. Um, it may not be in the next near future. I'm meaning within the next year. I got a feeling that we're going to get some really good buying opportunities, and I'm kind of prepping for that. Trying to get a little bit more liquid cash because I can use that rather than trying to sell something to go buy something if we get to that point.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm liquidating down my sword and shit. Certain things I'm not like evolving skies. I'm not liquidating evolving skies. I mean,
Yeah, that would be detrimental to sell off Evolving Skies.
yeah. I mean, there's no even if that stagnates, it really deserves a place to just sit as my pillar of investment at this point in time. So I've got 5 cases of booster boxes. I'm not selling a single one. So that's just
Sheesh.
me. But um, that's just one set I'm not. But like my Lost Origins, I bought a bunch of it when it was still MSRP on TCG Player or at Pokemon Center when it was still available. Like we were talking about then, buy every week. I was buying one, either Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin, Silver Tempest. So I just kept buying one every week as I kept moving forward, and I've been selling those off now because why not? They went from $144 a piece to I didn't look at Lost Origins this week, but it was 700 and something bucks when I was selling the last time. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
that's a pretty good markup. I'm not going to complain about that markup for holding on to something for 2 years. I mean, and I'm not going to regret it. And someone's going to go, well, if it goes to $1,000, you're going to or $2,000, you're going to regret it. No, I still made good money. I moved on. People need to stop regretting. Stop regretting your sales. If you made money and you made profit and you got, turnaround on it, be happy. Take it. It's a great thing to do. That's what you're trying to do is just go positive and make good investment choices. If a thing takes off, you can't predict everything. You're never going to do it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think anybody holding Evolving Skies is holding on to one of the best assets ever in existence. I can't lie. Can't not lie.
Well, I was just kind of, so, where is it? They moved stuff on here and I'm trying to find it now. Where is it? Oh, there it is, my collection. So I can go to my portfolio right now, and if I look at because I use Pokédata right now, and if I go into my Evolving Skies right now, that's not right. So right now I am holding with the booster boxes, $59,000 worth of booster boxes.
Going crazy.
But like I said, it's insane to think about when you're looking at it. But once again, other Sword and Shield products, I don't see a problem selling down. Go and find something more lucrative at this point in time because there's going to be a little bit of crash. Get that liquid money. Keep your funds liquid in a way because eventually things will change and there will be a stagnation, number one, or B, we're going to see a fall or a correction of these prices. Pokemon's going to print something really, really heavy, and it's not even going to take all these sets to do it. I think if Pokemon were to go phantasmal forces or flames here. Let's just say that they did a 4x, 5x production on that from their
Yeah.
normal. This whole market would shift in a heartbeat. If there was even the hint on a set that Pokemon's going to reprint or print heavy, you would see this market panic. Absolutely panic.
Well,
It's not going to be one set. It doesn't have to be all sets. It could be one.
yeah. Well, I mean, the last two eras, this is the same exact time where the market kind of shifted right after the ending of the new, or right after the ending of the previous era into the first set. People get, hype into it. Like, oh my goodness, it's a new set. MEO1, SV base. And then the Charizard set comes around because if people don't know by now, one of the first three sets is a Charizard set in every era. And that's usually when they turn the printers on because they know they're going to sell Charizard. And they give us a mini drought of Charizard up until that point. And then they give us a Charizard set. Mm-hmm. Everyone goes crazy. It's overprinted. Hits are easy. And we go into the next set. And it's not a Charizard set. And it's the same thing that's happening every single time. And I don't know. People are just going to have to figure it out, I guess, at this point. I don't know what else to tell them.
Yeah, it's reciprocating. It's the same cycle over and over and over again. I mean, you can predict set locations. Like you said, you can go all the way back, I think, even since Black and White. Even EX era. Always the first second or third set is always a Charizard set. Yeah, every era.
Time.
Every era. Shiny. The only exception is base set because the first set was a Charizard set. But, you go back to Neil. Shiny Charizard, what was that? Set number 2 comes out. EX era, set number 2 or 3 was the Charizard set. You can go right through them all. It's exactly the same thing every single time. It's a repetitive pattern that Pokemon has done with Charizards. So when everybody was like, oh my God, they're doing a Charizard set, it's like, yeah, no kidding, they're going to. Anybody that's been in this hobby
every time.
They do it every time. Anybody that's been in this hobby for more than an era would sit there and go, yeah, so that's pretty much the normal placement. Then they're going to print it to death, and yeah, everybody's going to go, oh my God, ooh-ah, and then we're going to move on to the next set, and everybody's going to be mad because they were all hyped on Charizards, and now there's not a Charizard, so that set's going to be garbage because there's no Charizard in it.
And the hit rates are easy. Now nothing's rare, and I don't like any of this, and I'm moving on.
It's going to be like Obsidian Flames. You open up a case of the 6-pack bundles, and you hit 3 Charizards in a case, so they're everywhere. Value of that's $50, and everybody's mad because there's no value in the Charizard. Does this sound familiar to from Darkness Ablaze to Obsidian Flames to...
It's the same thing over and over and over again.
The only exception is,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, the only exception that I can think of is, what was it? So, Sun and Moon one with the Rainbow Charizard.
Yeah, I mean...
It was missing. The Rainbow Zard was missing out of that set. What the heck is it? Why am I drawing a brain fart on that? Burning Shadows. Burning Shadows. The missing Charizard. The tin hat conspiracy theory that someone stole all the Rainbow Charizards out of the set.
Wasn't the print quality trash too?
Oh yeah, if you did pull one, it was usually garbage. But but yeah, I mean, I remember when I came back in Sun and Moon, there was like Burning Shadows on the shelf. Nobody wanted it because of this Charizard set, but nobody wanted to buy it because they're like, yeah, you gotta pull a Charizard anyways. Everybody was mad at that set, even back in 2019. Everybody hated that set.
Well, I thought it was funny when Obsidian Flames came out, and the immediate reaction to it was, "Oh, this is Darkness Ablaze 2.0."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Wait, what? Are you guys looking at the artwork?" Like,
yeah. At least there's a Chase Charizard in it. They didn't put it in a subset right afterwards.
Yeah. Oof.
Champion's
Path and Shining Fates just took a brutal beating by their decision making.
Both them sets, if you would have split Champion's Path and literally put them into those two sets, you would have elevated both of those sets way higher.
Yeah.
They would have been absolutely fire sets if they would have split Champions Path, got rid of it, and put it into the Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage.
Well, I think that's what happened in the Sword and Shield era. There was too many Charizard sets, and then when it got to Brilliant Stars and we got a massive reprint of Brilliant Stars, there was too many Charizards.
Oh yeah, we were going Charizard after Charizard after Charizard. It seemed like every set for a while there was a Charizard set.
Yeah.
Because then we had
literally back to back, and in between Darkness Ablaze, Champions Path, Vivid Voltage, and Shining Fates, 3 Charizards. They all had the same chase, just different colors. Like, bro, that's sickening.
And then, of course, then they had the same thing go on because then they had Celebrations come up.
Yeah.
Then they had Brilliant Stars come up. They had Pokemon Go come up. So it was like, once again, more and more. They kept the Charizard printer going through way too long on Sword and Shield. People were losing interest in Charizard pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Horizon's collection here. I don't know if I would honestly sell some of the stuff that he's putting up there.
What's he saying?
So he's got up there. He's got 100 of the Sea and Sky boxes. I don't know if I'd sell. I wouldn't sell those.
Crown Zenith is the second best set in the entire era.
No, I wouldn't be selling those. And then he says he's got 30 Pikachu Zekrom boxes, 20 of the Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon boxes.
Yeah, that's all Evolving Skies packs. I probably wouldn't sell any of that.
No, or the Crown Zenith packs. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be selling those. I didn't realize that your thing was all in collection boxes like that. Yeah, some of those collection boxes like that are definitely a lot more. That's a different story than selling like ETBs and booster boxes from the Sword and Shield era. If you've got like them Sea and Sky boxes, the Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon boxes, them are all going to be sought after for years and years to come. So that's the only way to get the OG Pokemon alt arts. So you have to buy those boxes. So that's the only way you're getting them. There you got a demand right there. I mean, the Pikachu Zekrom box, you'd get the gold promo is really not going to do huge numbers, but the fact that it's got Evolving Skies in it and a lot of packs of Evolving Skies in there is definitely going to be a banger part of that set. I made a mess because how many Evolving Skies are there in there? 4?
And which one?
The Zekrom box. There's 6 of them inside of here. Or 4.
Oh no, I got the Charizard one right here. I think just 3, and then
there's 3, and then there's 1. There's 2 battle styles. So there's 5 Chilling Rain, 3 Evolving Skies, and 2 battle styles inside of it. Yeah,
I think honestly, Chilling Rain is a weak set, but people love it for some reason.
I like the alternate arts in Chilling Rain. I think it had some really good alternate arts.
I don't know. I think it's the same thing with the how they evolve, just like super weak Pokemon. Bro, these are so good. These are so good.
I got boxes of those too, and I'm not selling those anytime soon.
Those and the Charizard UPCs are some of the best boxes we've ever got.
Yeah. So if you're sitting on those, 3, yeah. So Market Scraper said 3 as well. Yeah, Horizon, if you're sitting on those, that's a completely different conversation than just selling Sword and Shield like sealed product like booster boxes or ETBs. Booster boxes, ETBs, I'm definitely starting to liquidate some of that stuff and getting that fund moving. But when you're talking about those collection boxes like Sea and Sky boxes, the Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon boxes, anything with Evolving Skies heavy in them like that, man, those are harder to liquidate just because the value of Evolving Skies continues to just go up and up and up, which is going to bring those collection boxes up and up and up. The price on those single packs has not really slowed down very much in the last few months, and I don't see that slowing down in the near future either.
Yeah.
Because, I don't have it on here, but what's a booster pack up to? $38, I think I saw the last time I looked.
Bro, Evolving Skies is easily $100 booster pack. Easily. I mean, not right now, but as time goes on.
Easily. As time goes on, I just don't know what they are. Why isn't that coming up?
I think they're like 30. Just like a loose pack is like 30 or 32.
$33. Yeah, they were up to 30 35 here, or 34 at one point. So yeah, they're $33 right now. Well, plus a dollar or shipping included. So yeah, $33 right now. Still $33. So each one of those that you have inside of there are $33. And if it goes up, it just continues to move up. So basically, two of the Evolving Skies packs in there is paying for that whole box. Everything else is just freebie.
Yeah. It's crazy work. And those promos, those gold promos are probably crazy right now in the 10.
They could be.
I think everything, let me show you this right here. Because on my last live, someone pointed it out. The promo card in this box, do you see it?
Yeah, the RC box.
Bro, this is a $650 PSA 10.
Really?
Did you know that?
I did not know it was that high.
There's only like 800 10s.
Really?
Yeah.
Got another. There's a crazy 10.
Which one? Oh, I can't see it actually.
Oh, that's a Flareon V from that Flareon box.
Oh yeah, I'm sure those are going nuts right now.
Right now, a PSA 10 is $1,100.
Bro, these boxes are undervalued. The boxes are crazy undervalued.
Yeah, the Vaporeon right now is $1,200. Where's the Jolteon? The Jolteon I know is the least of the three.
I'm trying to figure out where all this money is coming from.
That's a problem I have right now in this market that I can't make sense of no matter what I do. I've tried, COVID, everybody had stimmy money. Okay, so we're putting the money coming from this. And the only other option that I have is that I know a few people have jumped into this market in the last year because the fact that they haven't been leaving and going on trips. So people are staying at home more and making home hobbies. So I wonder if that might be part of it. So instead of people traveling and going places, I know a lot of places that do have, like even Hayward area and stuff has been slower this year for people coming. Maybe they're translating into there, but I honestly don't know. I don't know where everybody's getting the money to continue to keep this thing moving. I don't understand it. I've tried, I've sat for hours just thinking about it. I've talked to my wife about it too. How are they doing? Where is it coming from? Where are these people moving this money from? Are these actually, I can't say it's people because there's a lot of new people in the hobby. So it's not like it's people like us that have been sitting on this product for a long period of time and then sold it and they're now have liquid money to spend. I don't know. I honestly don't know where people are getting this money except for either staying the at-home hobby is becoming more popular because they're staying at home with their kids and their kids love this stuff, so they're having a chance to do it at home with them, and that's why it's working and that's where the extra money's. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
I remember because I went to a card show last weekend. I met up with some dude. Like we had already like pre-planned a deal, and I was talking to him, and he was telling me he's into tech, like he works in tech, and his coworkers are in China right now, and I guess something's going on in China where is if you own property, they give you a $50,000, like you can invest 50,000 like offshore, like into America or wherever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was telling me that all of his coworkers are literally just buying PSA 10 slabs on eBay, but leaving them in the PSA vault. So they don't have to pay any type of, out of country shipping
fees
or stuff like that. And they're just leaving them in the PSA vault. And I'm like, bro, that's disgusting.
I've been hearing this same thing with like Saudi Arabia as well, that there's people buying large quantities of the high-end Pokemon products and slabs.
Just leaving them in the PSA vault?
And leaving them in the vault. So basically the slabs have been the really big one that they've been buying high-end.
Yeah.
Basically they are
just... money. That's the money right there.
Yep. So basically they're buying the high-end slabs and they're leaving them in the PSA vault. That way they don't have to pay any tariffs. They don't have to pay anything like that. But yet they're in a way kind of laundering money or putting money into these long-term hold investment type things.
Yeah.
And that's it brings back that question, like you said before. When you're sitting there talking about it and you're looking at the investment side of things, or you're looking at some sets, if you have people like a Saudi Prince or someone with money sitting there on these sets right now, let's say just stupid Jeff Bezos is sitting here on prismatic evolutions right now, and he's bought $1 million worth of prismatic evolutions, and he's sitting on these ETBs. Do you think that if they have that kind of money in there, then they've invested into this, that they're going to allow those ETBs ever to drop below $100 for very long?
Nope.
No, they're going to buy them. They're going to continue to just absorb whatever comes through, and they're going to continue to just keep that market where they want it. So if they want that market to stay $100 plus, they're just going to buy anything that drops below that $100 mark immediately, which is what I think you see a lot of right now in TCG Player. If you ever notice, when a box drops below a certain price, it's gone immediately. And you can see that it's sold and it's gone. So people are listing them lower, but they're selling immediately, which tells me that there's people watching these products right now and creating that false floor, or creating a floor so that, hey, I don't want my investment ever to drop below $100 because I bought a bunch of these at 75. I'm going to sit there and buy everything that goes under $100 or $100 or less because I'm going to stay below $100 on my end. I'm still going to be profitable by doing that.
Yeah.
So, might be crazy. Like I said, you put on the tin hat if you want, boys and girls, at this point in the show. But I definitely think that there's some of that going on, especially with specific products right now, that I don't think that Pokemon could print enough of them to drop them below $100 unless it was like millions of proxies. I think all these slow trickle outs that keep coming out through Sam's Club and stuff will just be absorbed faster than it can hit the market.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh. All right. Let's see. Do we have any other questions or any other statements? So Vapor Self posts prismatic investments almost every day. How does someone have this much money while posting YouTube videos 3 times a day?
Shout out to Vapor Self. He's on that grind, bro. I don't know. I can't call it.
I don't have the time to do it. I can tell you that.
He's on that grind.
I know. Well, that's just it. If you're on the grind, but
he's on that grind. Shout out Big V.
And that's just it. Even like Nostalgianomics now being full time. These people that go full time in the Pokemon, they have the time to be able to do that. I don't know if Nostalgianomics is one of them where he does like a couple videos a day, or every time he can do a response video to someone do his response videos, and he can keep up with that stuff. I don't have that time. Got a full time business on the side already, and for me to sit there and do that stuff is just not gonna happen. So I do apologize to be able to, like I said, down to a 3 lives a week, and I'm trying to get the video out is pretty strapping already for most of the times. But yeah, I mean, it's there. If you want to grind it in YouTube, you can grind it too, and if you want to do it.
Right.
As you probably know, Joey, the algorithm on YouTube can be very mysterious sometimes.
Oh, 100%. You have to be ready to go into war.
Yeah. You really do.
Ready to go into war if you want to. If you're not battling somebody else, you're battling the comment section. You're battling other people.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That's all it is.
Well, the thing is too is that it really depends on your channel too. If that's what you're basing it on, is trying to continually keep that wave going. It's a great way to do it. I've always said if you want to have a really, really, really fast growing channel in YouTube, is become a very big drama channel.
Yeah.
Rudy grew like that. Nostalgianomics has grown like that. We've seen several channels grow just like that. Your channel has kind of grown like that too. Not saying that it's a bad thing, but like you said, you make fun of people, you continually start making waves and pointing things out of how idiocies are out there in the hobby, and pretty soon everybody's in your channel watching you.
Yeah.
So
That's how it goes.
it is. So, all right. Well, we are kind of coming to the end, Joey. You got anything else you'd like to talk about?
Shoot. No, I'm just all I'm doing right now is buying Lorcana. I'm out of the Pokemon hobby right now financially. Still making content daily on daily grind. And thank you for having me on the channel. It's always good to talk to other creators and other people in the hobby that have been here, and know what's going on and aren't just like hyper blind FOMO pumping. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and like I've talked to you before the show and everything, I'm more of a neutral channel. I don't try and hype and FOMO everything. I don't try and blow everything out of proportional. I try to keep everything very realistic when you're sitting there looking at it, and I try to be informative to what's actually happening, not everything conjecture and guessing and just saying stuff, because overall, I do want everybody that watches my channel and to be here to be successful. I want you to be able to see growth and see success rather than blind luck and risk. That's not a good way to overall. Right now, it works. This market is the most forgiving market that you can have at this point in time. You could literally, to this point right now, we're almost getting to the point where I feel you could go buy a battle deck and make money on it at this point in time, which is absolutely insane. But that's but that's not how it normally is. That's not how it always is, I should say. There is ebbs and flows. There are drops and gains, and there are, things that could hamper you in the overall. Like you said, you could buy PSA 10 cards and they could be out of the cycle, and you might be sitting on that TSA 10 Charizard now for another 5 years before you see it get to $1,000. How much opportunity cost did you lose by making the wrong decision at that point in time?
All of it. It's all gone.
It's all gone right now. I mean, you're losing all the opportunity what that money could be doing someplace else. And that's the bigger thing is just try to be informative on things and try to keep people in the right direction. So
yeah.
What was one thing? What's the move after Lorcana?
The move out. I don't even know if Lorcana's the move, bro. It's a highly speculative move.
Yeah. Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin's always a good move.
Yeah, Bitcoin's been doing well. This month, we're in red September right now. Now's a good time to be buying, boys and girls.
I agree.
Red September, boys and girls. This is where you start buying. Buy them on the way down. Always sucks watching your income go down, though.
Shoot, just keep going. That's when we buy more.
Yep. So let's see here. Ryzen says, I work for the federal government. Oh boy, now we're in trouble.
Tell them to hurry up and pass all these crypto bills so that I can retire.
Yes, please do.
Tell them expedite it now.
Make it legal so that I can stake in Wisconsin, please. Make a federal law that says I can stake all my money, damn it.
And California, I need to stake and just get rewards from the coins that I'm holding so I don't have to work anymore. I
know, I gotta get Ethereum to freaking be able to stake the other 80% of my damn money so I can make more money.
Yeah.
They got
retire off Ethereum.
Yeah, exactly. Dang it. Get going on that, Horizon. Put in some good words for us. Maybe beat some sense into them.
Tell them the Team Rocket cosplayer told you.
The Team Rocket cosplayer. Team Rocket cosplayer said you need to do this. But otherwise, just do one more quick typo. Uh-oh.
I'm a peon in the federal government. No, we needed that Ethereum staking, liquid staking too, not staking to where we have to lock it up.
We gotta find some. We gotta find some lobbyists in our investment groups. How much do we got to pool so we can retire? Come on, give us a number. Let's go. I'm gonna stake this stuff.
Hold on, he said it's a Lorcana thing, an actual thing I'm doing. Hold on, let me angle my camera. I think you can see it from here. Yep, it's the actual thing I'm doing. It is, in fact, actual.
I just bought Lorcana too, so I'm doing the exact same thing.
You buy the first chapter or Fabled?
I bought both. I bought three booster
W
boxes.
move.
Huh?
That's a W move.
Yeah, I did 3 boxes of the first chapter, and I just bought 2 boxes of Fable. So, um, yeah, so I'm in the same. We didn't even talk, and I didn't even know that he was doing that prior to this. So yeah, no, that's actually right now the exact same move that I'm doing right now. Is kind of moving into other TCGs, but Lorcana is definitely the one that I'm picking out of the even over One Piece at this point in time. I'm focusing more on Lorcana first chapter and also Fable. I think Fable's going to do really well with the current cards and the enhance or enchanted cards inside of there.
The opportunity is there, or it
Yeah.
was there. I bought my case of first chapter at $1,000.
Yeah. What's the case now? I haven't even looked.
1,400.
Yeah. I bought mine at it was almost 11. It was 1080 when I bought mine. Bought
It was
mine.
crazy.
So.
I'll just say this as my last little spiel. So I was in my Discord and I was talking to the people in my Discord. I was like, I think Lorcana's a play right now. Like the boxes were at 220, and like everywhere, like Mercari, Offra, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, even, and TCG Player. I was like, bro, this is down 40%. Like Disney is one of the biggest umbrella IPs in the world. It's the only one that can be anywhere comparable to Pokemon. And these boxes of the first chapter are down 40%. This is, if you're ever going to buy it, this is the time to buy it right now.
Yeah.
And so many people from my Discord bought it. And I was like, well, I have to buy it as well. So this whole last, if you go to the booster boxes on TCG Player for the last month, like that whole spike was my Discord buying boxes. And they're at 325 now. We were buying them at 220.
Yep. That was
the thing is with Lorcana 2, bro. An extreme heavy print for Lorcana is a super short print for Pokemon. So the stuff is way more scarce. If there's any hype that ever comes to Lorcana, it's going to get ugly quick.
Yeah.
And that's my little hyper shill spiel.
Cause yeah, right now, yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah, because they're about $1,400. So when I bought a case, it was 1080. Because I just looked, I bought it at 1081 for a case, and now it's up to 1,400 currently, and there's 4 boxes in the case.
Let's go. Under a week.
So I guess I got 4 of them. I got 4 of those, and I got 2 Fables. I didn't buy a case of Fable. Cases that I worked out a deal with my to get them at MSRP for the Fable, but I could only get them up for two booster boxes, or I wasn't gonna push it. Take the two and run, man.
Yeah, I think Fabled has the opportunity here to hit into like the 110s, and I need the cases to come down to like 5 or even in the 4s, bro. I'm buying cases if it gets into the 4s.
Oh yeah. Well, that's where I was just looking. Fable booster box case right now is at 570 right now, but
people still haven't got their second wave yet.
No, they haven't. So that's where I'm kind of waiting for the second wave to come through. Hopefully, if the second wave comes through, I think we could see it under 500 for sure, as long as it comes soon.
Yeah, because even the booster boxes they're MSRP right now. Because you could buy them on Amazon straight from Ravensburger.
Yeah.
For MSRP, so that's where we're at right now. I mean, what's the Mickey 1,500? Like, bro, the intrinsic value for this box doesn't make sense.
Well, just the other night when we were opening it up, Antonio was there. Thanks for joining, Antonio. We were sitting there. I think everybody had opened up that opened like 10 sleeve blisters even were like hitting $80 cards. $125 cards out of that set right now. So honestly, they were up buying 5 to 10 of them, and they were breaking even or going up on those. But you had to buy a small group. I mean, people are trying to snipe and do like 1 or 2 of them. that's not enough odds to do it typically. I mean, unless you're
No.
lucky. If people don't, sometimes it's hard for some people to understand that. And actually, you're better off buying a group because the way that they're usually set up in the cases and stuff is that they're kind of mixed pretty evenly to where if you start buying a group of them, you'll usually hit something decent inside of them. But I can't justify everybody's luck though, because my luck is that I would buy 20 and get nothing because that's just how my opening skills go. But
Yeah, and people don't even realize that every set for Lorcana is the same pull rates as prismatic evolutions.
yeah,
Like I believe it's 1 in 94 or 1 in 96 packs you get an enchanted.
so
20 enchanteds in Fabled. What does that come out to? What's the math on that to get a specific enchanted?
you're going to be about 1 in 12, about 1 in 1200.
Yeah. I just
But
did 96 times 20, 1,880 packs.
yeah, it's going to be a little bit better than that because just the laws of averages typically comes down. So,
Yeah.
you know, with the laws of average, if you were to do the actual equation, you're going to be around 1,300 to 1,400 packs.
So 1,300. So, bro, that's sick. Bro, that's sick.
So that's why the Mickey Mouse one now is $1,200. The iconic, and the iconics are even harder to pull than the enchanted.
That's 13 cases, 1 in 13 cases to hit one. And if you go back, bro, all of the first chapter enchanteds are extremely undervalued. All the enchanteds. If there's any ever hype in Lorcana, it's gonna get ugly so quick.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, there's my little Lorcana.
Yeah. We'll go off our Pokemon spiel and we'll go to Lorcana for a minute. But honestly, when it looks at the numbers, and once again, this is looking at the odds, looking at what advantages you have for one or the other, and if you can get off the Pokemon train and start shifting the directions, Lorcana's definitely got really good opportunity, really good opportunity for growth, comparatively to any other TCG that I've kind of looked at. And overall, I think that the averages are going to tell me that with the Disney set being as Disney as popular as it is, the characters that we're involving in these particular sets, especially first chapter and Fabled, you're always going to have sustained growth and demand for that. Even if Lorcana goes out of business and they stop printing it, it becomes a dead TCG. There's still going to be demand in that hobby, in the Disney hobby, for that particular products as well, especially the enchanted cards of the princesses and Mickey, Minnie, Dumbo, all of these favorites are definitely going to have demand.
100%.
So that's just kind of my risk analysis on it versus like One Piece or, DBZ is one of them too. The problem is DBZ where it doesn't have the consistency that I like in it.
I haven't even looked at a single DBZ anything.
Yeah, the problem is with DBZ is that they've changed brands. They went to Fusion World now. Now when they print two, some of them have hyper rares, some don't. Some have a really big chase, some don't. Some have Goku in them, some don't. It's like, all right, it's too inconsistent that you don't know. Then people got to do research into what set they want to buy, and when that starts happening, it just becomes a mess.
Yeah. I think Lorcana's in the best spot. Everything way under MSRP, like how Pokemon was in 2022.
Correct. Yep.
I think it's just the most clear play right now.
Yep. I 100% agree. That's why you and I, without even talking, I didn't even know you were doing it. That's exactly what I was doing, the exact same assessment on that. It's that basically Lorcana's got the best risk to gain assessment out of all the TCGs right now.
Yeah.
So ever since Rocket Joey said Prismatic would go back to MSRP, Vapor Self has made it his life mission to.
That's sad, bro.
He's gonna prove you wrong. Hot take.
He's gonna get me.
Hot take. I like trust. Did you read that one? Hot take. Rudy is holding too much Spider-Man because he's making like 3 videos a day talking about it.
That's what's up.
I'm willing to bet you're right. He's making sure everybody knows that he has it so that he can push or shill it out the back door.
That's how the game goes.
Uh-huh. So, all right. Well, like I said, that's kind of what we had for tonight. We just want to go back and forth, cover the comments. Like I said, greatly appreciate everybody that came in and watched tonight. Seeing some new faces and, of course, the familiar faces coming in as well. Thank you so much, Team Rocket Joey, for joining us here. And hopefully we had some fun. I think we had some good conversations and trying to prove that you're not necessarily, you like to troll out on your channel and have fun, really messing with people. But in general, your investment sense is is on the right direction for a lot of where it should be when it comes down to the market itself. So there's always some layers, that layers to an onion. You put out that trolling factor, but what you're doing and what you're saying, if you can dig through it, and I've said that because some people are always like, he's just a clown. It's like, no, dig through some of the information. If you get past the trolling stuff and where he's just messing with people and get down into it, there is some substance to it. I mean, you got to get through the exterior stuff, but there is some valuable information in what you're telling or what you're saying in your videos. So not all of them, but a majority of them have something.
Yeah, that's the hardest part for people to do is to use their brain and get through it. If they can sift through the hyper emotional engagement content, well, in most of my videos, I leave this stuff for the end of the video, and most of the people that stay all the way through the video, they understand what's going on.
Yep, I kind of realized that pretty quick is that even your short videos on TikTok and stuff were actually, I think I caught you on TikTok before I caught you on YouTube, but
yeah,
the same thing. Your tidbits are always like really, really like funny and sarcastic up front, and then you got some information at the end of it that's actually the good stuff to what you want to be looking at and what you should be doing. So, again, if you are watching Team Rocket Joey, make sure you watch his full videos because the videos make a lot more sense if you do follow through and participate through the whole video, which you do a good presentation for that as well. So, other than that, yeah, no, absolutely. Greatly appreciate it for you coming on tonight. And like I said, it's been a great live. I feel that we had some really good talks, really good information for people that are watching and that watch us in the future. 250 people have stopped in and watched. We've gotten 25 likes. So thank you so much, guys, for everybody that's joined in here this evening. Make sure if you are new to the channel that you do hit that like and subscribe. And then also down in the description is a link for Team Rocket Joey's channel as well. If you do not follow or subscribe, make sure you head over to his channel as well and hit that subscribe and join him as well and help out his channel growth here as we're moving forward. So other than that, guys, thank you everybody that's joined in. Thank you, Team Rocket Joey, for being here this evening. As always welcome to come back as well if you're interested. And
yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, and thank you very much. So otherwise, we'll see you next time here, guys.